5 p.m. 5 p.m. Mr. Wiggles. Where's the... All right, good. We're streaming. Sound check. Test. Sibilant. Hey, Jingo.
Trying to get my stuff together.
No worries. We're both talking to me at the same time. All right. May 12th, George Carlin's birthday, a fellow Taurus. Isn't it your birthday one of these days too, Jingo?
Mm-hmm.
And again, another one of these, how many days of the year are there? Because 12th is International Nurses Day. National Limerick Day. Okay with that one. National Nutty Fudge Day. National Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. International Day of Plant Health. Okay. National Mental Health Provider Appreciation Day. International Me/CFS Awareness Day. International PMO. We're getting into the acronyms now. I'm getting lost. National Sapphire. That's a person. Oh, raising a child with extra special needs. That's what National Sapphire Seglua. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. There's a chance to parents, children, special needs. Right on. Wait, what's the other one? Oh, chronic fatigue syndrome and myalgic encephalopathy. You just feel tired all the time. We understand. Yeah, it's a bunch of days for the day. That's why I prefer IMDb, because they just give you the history of what happened during that day. Or, not IMDb, Wikipedia. On this day in history, May 12th. English, please. I read that one the best.
I don't know why, but my broadcast software doesn't want to start.
Uh-oh. I may have to do a restart.
No, it's asking me for credentials I don't have.
That's odd.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Please use your pen. I didn't set up a pen. Well, we gave you one. Thank you.
You did? We gave you one. You did? National Limerick Day. There once was a guy named Dave, and he...
There once was a man from Nantucket.
That's probably
Had a pig.
That's probably the most popular one. There's one about people having sex on a staircase, and I don't remember the first two lines, but they end with a word that will rhyme with air. Because the last three lines are, but the banister broke, so he doubled his stroke and finished her off in midair. But I don't remember the first two lines of that limerick, because I haven't heard it in 30 fucking years. But probably the greatest limerick ever written is the Charabanc Trip by Ivor Biggin. And it's basically a 7-minute limerick about the Charabanc trip. They got his, the street that he lived on when he was a kid, all got in this bus, and they went down to, was it Worksaw? I can't remember now. If the music started, I could recite it verbatim, but it's about them going to a fun fair and Sutton on Sea. That's what the place is called, and it's like Jersey the way they describe it, with a pier and rides and games and shops and bands and entertainment and stuff. So yeah, limericks. National Limerick Day. In order to be a limerick, it has to go A-A-B-B-A. That's the rules. Because haiku is harder. Uh-oh, no, we can't hear you.
I'm talking to my wife as I bitch at my broadcast software.
Curse you, broadcast software.
Haikus are pretty easy, but you can't do them without.
Yeah. That takes a bit more skill. Because limericks, it's just, you have to rhyme twice, but you have to do it in a creative way.
All right, I think I finally have it working.
Nice. Here, let me check your channel just to make sure. Log on to the Ship of Fools or Bill Kelly Hornswoggle the Great on Twitch. I need the followers! I only have 22.
I'm looking for an entirely different kind of follower, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're streaming. Right now it's...
We have cookies
are.
and Kool-Aid.
Cookies and Kool-Aid. Come to the dark side. Went from Ghirardelli commercial to Domino's commercial. That's a puppet. That's not the Noid. Yeah, Domino's. We can order Domino's.
Do you know why they stopped using the Noid?
I believe...
There was actually a guy whose last name was Noid, and he thought the ad was targeting him. He was not mentally stable.
Oh.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
Well...
And so he kind of went a little nuts. So I took my new e-bike out for my first ride today.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
How did that go?
how did it go?
Yeah, not bad. It's great riding the bike to work when you don't have to do any of the work.
Nice. Did you have to put anything together, or did it come completely assembled?
It came completely assembled. I had to attach lights to it.
Right on.
Yeah, well done.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's how we do.
I was going to take pictures of it today at work, but I didn't get the chance.
It's episode number 68. Did you want to do the intro, or me, or...
No, you go right ahead.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle the Great, King of Ham, King of Fools, your digital vomit for tonight. And with me on the council so far, I have...
Hi, I'm Clay, Phoenix Made of Clay on YouTube. I don't know what my Discord or anything like that is. I'm not well diversified.
You bona fide daddy.
All kinds of fide. I am Rob, also known as Jingo the Fool, among other things. I am Also, the King of Fools. We'll have to have us a cream corn wrestling match over that sometime. Or something.
Okay.
I am the game master over at the Ship of Fools, and occasionally in person. Place from here to there. And tonight, I'm a master geek.
Welcome, Master Geeks. It's May 12th, George Carlin's birthday. Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you asked earlier, mine is next Monday.
Next Monday. I thought you said... Okay, yeah, because I knew it wasn't today, but I couldn't remember the exact day. I thought it was the 19th. But I'm off. Soon to come.
Pressing the wrong thing. I said I share a birthday with Pope John Paul II and the Mount St. Helens eruption.
Right on. That's claim to fame.
It blew up on my birthday.
How old were you?
14. I still have, and I probably shouldn't have it. A friend of mine had just moved to Idaho, and he sent me a turtle wax can full of volcanic ash.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I probably shouldn't have it because it's probably toxic as fuck. I only opened it once. It's a fine gray powder.
Oh, yeah.
But I still have it.
Very cool.
I don't think it's worth anything. And at the time, I didn't understand how toxic the crap coming out of a volcano could be. Now I do. I will never open that can again.
Don't open it. Give it to a volcanist. They'll know what to do. Yeah, man. Did a lot of concrete out at the ranch the other day because a really bad wind months ago had knocked a section of the wall down. So we poured the foundation in the first row of block. 2 pallets of 80-pound bags. I am all that is, man. So yeah. Well, we dipped into the second pallet. We didn't finish it. But good times. Other than that, yeah. Actually, the new He-Man movie kind of looks interesting.
It does. I saw the trailer. I saw a lot of movies in the last week. Wednesday, I went and saw Project Hail Mary. Excellent movie. Excellent movie.
Do elaborate, please.
Well, long story short, our sun is dying. And all the suns in the nearby vicinity of the galaxy are also dying. And we know why they're dying, but we don't know how to prevent it. But there's one star that is not dying. So, on the long shot off chance that they might be able to find a way to save their sun, they send the Hail Mary project to this star. I won't elaborate further. You should see it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. That's not a spoiler. That's literally what the movie's about.
Like the back of the box at Blockbuster.
Yes, that's the synopsis. Very good movie. Then Thursday night, I went and saw Burning Ambition, a 2-hour documentary on Iron Maiden. And then Saturday, we went and saw Mortal Kombat 2.
I live under a rock. That's already finished? Last I heard, they were just talking about doing that.
Well, yeah, they did the first movie. It actually took, I think the first one came out 6-7 years. It was a long time since the first movie. But yeah, they finished it.
The first movie had Veronica Vaughn in it. Oh,
are we talking about the reboot or the originals?
Whoops, the originals.
Nope, these are the reboots. This is a whole franchise reboot.
Oh, okay. So Christopher.
Now we love the originals. The original Mortal Kombat is Martian Cat's favorite movie of all time.
It's a great movie.
It is an awesome movie.
The score is amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. It's a good film. I mean, it's fun. It's based on a video game. What you can't,
Yeah, you're not expecting depth. It wasn't going to win the Oscars. You want to see people kicking ass, and
You're not
They
gonna...
added Johnny. The second movie added Johnny Cage,
Johnny Cage.
and not Johnny Cage in his prime, superstar Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Old has been washed up Johnny Cage,
Right.
played by Carl Urban.
Oh, anything Carl Urban plays, he just knocks it out of the park. Whether he's playing a
He just
goofy
kinda
character,
disappears into it.
yeah, on Hercules, or whether he's playing...
I've heard that his portrayal of Dr. McCoy was so spot on that James Doohan cried about it because it reminded him of his deceased friend.
Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy.
Was it Nimoy?
Yeah.
I knew somebody had.
Yeah, Scotty's dead. He died after Bones. But yes, you are exactly correct. I remember reading that quote that Nimoy was like, holy crap, when he started. Because he
even sounded like him. He even looked like him.
Simon Pegg and Carl Urban knocked those two roles out of the park. I mean, just boom, just all over the...
I like Simon Pegg in pretty much anything he's in. You know, everything I've seen, he did a wonderful job. The Fantastic Fear of Everything. That one was really good.
Grayskull.
Hot Fuzz and
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
They go to the Winchester. Have a couple of pints. Wait for it to all blow over.
Got red on you, Sean.
Oh, the good old days.
Welcome, Rob the Blacksmith.
How you doing?
Oh, my apologies for my tardiness, brethren.
No worries. Is your writer friend joining us tonight?
No, I haven't had a chance to speak with Conan about that aspect of it. My hope is that we can get a little bit of time, talk with him outside of this so that he has an idea of what to expect. And I figure this is probably the best venue for him to learn how to talk to a podcast, because we're going to be old friends, and it's going to be like everybody sitting around the table and just shooting the breeze, as opposed to him dropping into some kind of a crazy head-on formal program. I'd like him to be comfortable before he starts preaching.
He's just hanging out with other people, and we just happen to be talking to each other in front of a camera.
On the 9th...
That's my hope, is to give him that opportunity.
Yeah. On the 9th, which was Scott's birthday, actually, but a lot of tourists in this group. I dragged Clay over to Rob's house and made him do blacksmithing. And one of Rob's buddies came over, JC. And that kind of put things into perspective. It's like, wow, man, this is episode 68, and we had 36 before that. And before that, I had a good 30-some with the other Haunted House podcast, and now Cliff and I, well, I did 4, but that's because of Cliff's health, not because of not wanting to do it or having topics or anything, but we're kind of intermediate at this by now.
We have achieved an acceptable level of mediocrity.
50 people watched us play Dungeons and Dragons at Rob's house with no sound on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I love you guys. I owe you everything. We couldn't have done this without you. Really, seriously, we couldn't have done it. Really. 50 people.
Well, we could
for gaming.
It wouldn't have been as voyeuristic.
So everybody gets to pretend they're looking over the back fence, trying to figure out what we're doing.
You really had, was it Wilson on the Tim Allen show? Well, neighbor,
That was one of the best gags in TV.
Or that time when Wilson had a party at his house and all of his friends showed up and they covered this part of his face in every, like he would always be like, hi, and shaking people's hands, and or he had like, here's drinks, and here he's. It was total like vaudeville, like old, like this is totally
It
like
was the second greatest sitcom moment of all time. The greatest sitcom moment of all time, the ending of the last episode of Newhart.
Newhart. Yeah, I have to agree with Newhart. Bob.
Nobody saw that coming. Nobody.
They didn't do that in stories until Bob. And then they did it in the movie Jacob's Ladder, and they did it in a couple other things, and now
From
they
what
did
I
it.
understand, yeah, they had to sneak her onto the set and keep her hidden until that scene was filmed. Nobody.
Yeah. Because the hardest thing is to pick, like, the best sketch comedy show from, like, the show of shows on. I mean, for America, not including, because there are brilliant ones across the pond, but we're just going to focus on America now.
British are just better at improvisational humor, I think.
No argument here. It's funny that it's always referred to as a dry British sense of humor.
I always found British humor to be more whimsical usually than dry.
I find it both, to be honest, because you've got like insanity, like the Goon Show, but then you have, Python's both really. So is even Benny Hill. He's both. He's dry and it's total silliness.
Well,
Benny.
when I was a kid, we had the 3 TV channels. We had the big TV, and we had the little TV on top of the big TV. We had ABC, NBC, and CBS. And on the little TV, there was another dial, and I was like, what the fuck? And it wasn't until it was channel 21. And I was like, oh, okay, and click, 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 and then click, 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 click to 21. Yay! Then we got to watch, I was like 9, and we got to watch, well, I did with my parents. My little brother was too young, but we watched Benny Hill and Monty Python, and my parents were totally into it. So I got my teeth cut on British humor, and it's probably why I'm so weird.
Yeah, it was those, and then the British sitcoms, Are You Being Served and Faulty Towers.
Chef.
Chef is awesome.
Serious profession. Great. I have the DVDs, all 3 seasons. Lenny Henry is just fucking hysterical, but Americans only really know him as 2 characters. They know him as the shrunken head in the bus in the Harry Potter movie. Over, look out! When he's the crazy Jamaican guy. And they know him as a crazy Jamaican pirate from the movie Real Pirates. Because he's one of the guys competing against what's his name? The main character. That's a great claymation. It's by the guys that do Wallace and Gromit, which I absolutely love.
I've seen it.
It's really, really good. The pirates every year have a pirate contest. Oh, sorry. Go.
Well, I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say, we got lucky, too, because in the late 70s and early 80s, we got the opportunity to see some of the Canadian stuff that was coming out. And, of course, the Canadians were... When I look back on them, I think of a lot of the Canadian improv and a lot of the Canadian sketch comedy was like the younger brother of the Brits. Very much that same idea, that same talent. But because they were on this side of the pond with that strong connection, but with their own personality, it really made for an interesting time. The ones, we all knew SCTV and things like that, but the Red Green Show was one of the unsung heroes for a long time because, and to this day, it still gets quoted and pulled up for that purpose. but that one was one that took a lot of that British dry humor and comedy and played it out as far as you could on the American continent, to where anybody in North and Central America could look at it and go, oh yeah, I know those guys. People all the way down to Mexico can look at that and go, I know those guys.
Yeah.
I know that person. I've been with those guys. I've had to deal with it. I've tried to make that duct tape repair.
It's funny too, because I don't know sketch comedy now for Canada, but I mean, my knowledge pretty much stops at Kids in the Hall. But before Kids in the Hall, there was the Frantics. And you only learn, here in Arizona in the early 80s, you only had 2 options to learn about. 3. Have a friend from Canada, which I had one who taught me all about Bob and Doug McKenzie. And other than that, you have to frequent there, or Showtime had several Frantics specials. The last one was called 4 on the Floor. And then other than that, Dr. Demento on Sunday night. There was the human race, the gross content.
Yeah, and we had the great opportunity because ASU and their PBS program, they loved to find that kind of, and they loved to put it out there when they could get their hands on it, because they knew it was something that would go well. And you know where I would find a lot of the linkages early on was when I would go to the Highland Games. You'd go to the Highland Games because you had expats that would show up there, or family members with expats in the family. And they would talk about it and they would share it. So like you said, somebody from Canada, somebody from England.
Yeah.
But it wasn't somebody that you necessarily knew, but you were in this conglomeration. You were in this area.
Yeah.
Rob can speak to it. We used to see that kind of thing at the war. You'd hear about that on a regular basis. Oh my God, have you heard, whatever.
Do you know what Red Dwarf is?
Yeah. The cons were our fallback, because at the con, somebody always wanted to find that oddity. And so you always had that buddy that either went to New York, went to Chicago, or went to LA and San Francisco and found those things in those little enclaves.
Yeah.
Because that stuff would all show up, but you had to know the guy. It was almost like you had to know the secret password to get into that special vault in Los Angeles that's down the alley and around the corner.
Yeah, no, the same thing with MST3K, because that was so underground cult and only at cons for the longest time. You couldn't even see it on PBS, yet you could see, like, Are You Being Served and Whose Line Is... whoops, that comes out way later. What's the other one? We were just talking about it.
Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers, thank you very much. John Cleese, excellent show. Just John Cleese being afraid of his wife.
What was it? Father's Army?
Dad's Army!
Dad's Army.
Yeah.
And there was so many like that. They were that situation comedy, and that was the only reason we knew about England. That was the only reason you knew what the hell the M5 was. That was the only reason you understood what a bin was. That was the only reason you understood when somebody said lorry.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
My dad's grandfather is off the boat, Northumberland, and my mom, it's a little further back. But even Beth and I were talking about it. It's like, even without hanging out with Paul for 30 years, most of our customs are English. We don't, we do German and Irish stuff, but mostly, my mom does not drink coffee. She's a tea drinker. We had tea time. Because they weren't called digestive biscuits, because we call them cookies. Here, if you don't eat these, it's going to upset your stomach. So it was kind of that kind of comedy. It was like, it made sense right away, because seeing Benny Hill and seeing even like two Ronnies or
Mr. Bean.
Oh my God, Mr. Bean.
Rowan Atkinson. Have you ever seen his stand up? He's hilarious.
Yes. I
He
love.
does one where he's Satan.
Yeah, get out of my mind. Yes. Oh, hello. He has the horns and he's got a suit
Oh,
on.
all of you Christians, I'm afraid the Jews are right.
Oh.
Yeah, those are some classic routines. And the first time, how many of you remember the first time you saw Rowan Atkins actually speak?
Yeah, and he sounds nothing like Mr. Hello.
As Mr. Bean. And if you learned Mr. And then somebody said, "Oh, come here, you got to watch Blackadder." You're like, "What?"
Oh,
Wait.
God, yeah. Watch the movie The Tall Guy, watch Blackadder, and you're like, oh, he's like super talented. Yes, he is.
Mr. Bean was one shtick. He said what was the spy movie he did?
Oh,
He did a
I have
spy
it.
movie.
Johnny English.
Johnny English, yeah.
Yeah.
And people asked him, isn't Johnny English just Mr. Bean in a spy movie? He's like, no. The main difference is Johnny English is just an idiot. Mr. Bean is a mean-spirited idiot.
He described him as a naughty, a grown-up 9-year-old left to his own devices.
I always thought that Mr. Bean was that pure simpleton that God had just decided, I'm going to drop you here.
Yeah,
and I'm going to protect you, but I want to see what happens.
Yeah, Johnny
I
English
think he was God's punishment for other people, Mr. Bean.
He kind of is.
God doesn't like you. Here's Mr. Bean.
Here's Mr. Bean, because he is kind of a dick.
Fun.
He's got to be a very liberating character to play, because he's just, evil chaos. He's chaotic evil, just out there in the world.
He's like Mayhem from the TV commercial.
The script was non-existent. He just had to groan, make noises, and it was the facial expressions and the body movements that told every tale.
Mr. Bean.
What's the longest soliloquy he ever had? I think was for the Christmas episode. Ooh, Teddy. And that was it.
Christmas, Teddy. Yes. He has put his eyes in his pockets. That's the one point where Mr. Bean isn't evil. This Christmas morning. Other than that, he's just an asshole. What was another great? Red Dwarf was absolutely brilliant. Chef, we've already talked about. I saw a lot of the Thin Blue Line, but that doesn't showcase Rowan Atkinson, his range and his variety, as much as it kind of puts him in an older, authority figure. And that show, I think, was written to just give him 45 minutes of reaction time because everything they do, he's like, it's just, he just makes the funniest faces because you've got all these stereotypical, it's like Hot Fuzz if you just focused on all of the native weird constables that are there working for the police. Like you have the old Jamaican guy, you've got the tall, skinny gay guy, you've got the angry woman, you've got the young kid who wants to get out there, you've got the detectives that are constantly chasing the conspiracy theories and everything is organized crime. No, it's just kids stealing bikes. It's not.
My favorite character from Hot Fuzz is an individual character, though, is the old man with the farmhouse and all the guns. Yeah, you got a license for these? He has for this one. This one?
Grayskull.
No, but yeah, Grayskull, Snake Mountain. I kind of like the way they made it live action, but kept it a little
cartoony.
Yeah, they still, it has a Toy Story feel to it, even though
it does.
And I like that because I think I was 11 when He-Man came out. I've got a tub with all of them and all their accessories, and
Nice. Some of that might be worth money.
I hope so. Message me for.
Hey, it's all worth money. I saw on Facebook Marketplace one of the early red books, Dungeons and Dragons. Somebody has up there, and they're asking like $300.
If it looks like it's in new condition, yeah, those books. The problem with the red books is that was when TSR was making really cheap books, and the glue would crystallize, and all the books would fall apart.
Yeah.
So if you have one that didn't, yeah, it's worth some money. Because all of mine disintegrated. I had all of them. All of my second edition books are pretty much trash. I threw them away a few years ago because they weren't in any condition to be salvaged or kept.
Because we remember playing with those books, playing the game so much that we destroyed the books because you were flipping through your.
Well, two things were brutal on the books back when we were young that we didn't realize. One, carrying your books in any bag other than a book bag works the spine and causes the pages to fall out. Two, leaving the book in the heat in the car crystallizes the bookbinding glue, causes the pages to fall out. Don't do either of these things with your gaming books if you want them to live to old age with you. Now I buy the game book, look through it once, put it on the shelf, and buy the PDF if I'm actually going to game with it. Because I buy the books to have the books. You know, people ask me if the internet ended tomorrow and you weren't ever able to get online again, what would you do? Dude, I have 100 years worth of role-playing supplements on the shelf above my monitor alone. I would never want for entertainment again in my life if the internet went away.
What happens if the internet goes? Shakespeare is still Shakespeare. That's
you know. Yeah. Would I miss it? I would miss it dearly. I would bitch loudly and longly and moan uncontrollably and jump up and down and pull somebody else's hair out. But in the end, I would get over it and move on.
Yeah. I'd find other stuff to do. I do all those chores I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not doing.
Why do today what you can put off to another day?
ADD. It's my vacation. Every single day. I control my mentalations.
We were going to start a procrastination society. We haven't gotten around to it yet.
I swear I'll do it tomorrow.
It's like Joe's Crab Shack. Free crab tomorrow.
I always tell them, I give them a day of the week. I just never tell them which week that day is. What are you going to do that Thursday? So this Thursday? Didn't say that. I said I'd do it on Thursday.
What's a good month? Good month for what? Good month to do what? To help me out with this. Oh, definitely the month of Reptember. That's a good one. The one that begins with
it brings up the Simpsons. Stupid Smarch weather.
The Smarch weather.
I have a development team at work that has their manager has this habit of telling everybody everything can be done in 2 weeks. And he's been saying that for 5 years that I know. And so every time he says that, we have kind of the business meeting bingo. And I always say, remember, he didn't say which 2 weeks. He just said it was going to be 2 weeks.
And they're not going to be consecutive.
How can you do that and be in a business? You know what? It's not my circus, not my monkeys. I got my own problems.
That's right. Not my circus, not my monkeys. My monkeys have wings and bad attitudes.
I also that bitch over there, the one that lives in the tower. She ain't Rapunzel, let me tell you.
That's right. You're looking for the lady that lives down the lane, not the one with the spices in the garden either. We talked to her last time.
Oh, and that chick that lives in the hut with the chicken feet? Yeah, don't talk to her.
Yeah.
Baba, 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 yaba? Yeah, don't. Leave her alone. Just, yeah, okay. I'm really busy. But yes, He-Man looks good. I'm very. We're gonna do He-Man. Oh God, no. I mean, poor Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, it looked cheesy, but I'm sorry, there is only ever one Skeletor, and that's Jack Palance. He is the best bad guy ever.
He would be.
He
perfect.
was the bad guy in Hawk the Slayer.
Yes, he was.
An evil anti-paladin wizard. Some of the things he did, I remember one of his lieutenants failed him, and so he turned him into a woman and gave him to the troops. It's like, that is wrong.
It's wrong on several levels. But what's the best? Damn it! I totally lost my ADD. Damn it! Sorry.
Jack Palance again.
Well, I mean,
Curly from City Slickers.
that's where we really love him because he's Curly,
Grissom.
and then Curly's twin brother or whatever. But I mean, he was great in Batman in '89.
Boss Grissom.
I mean, he's basically the Joker's boss before he becomes the Joker, and then the Joker kills him. Your life won't be worth spit. I've been dead once already.
Jack Palance was probably one of the best character heavies ever in anything he ever did from the 50s on. He had that face. You knew the second he was on screen, like, this is the guy I got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Everything else that's going on, this is the guy that's going to do something.
Well, it's... Oh, go ahead. Oh, I thought I was interrupting one of you. I find it very interesting that you've got The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and yes, it's black and white. But back in the day, and historically, good guys wore any color, but they preferred black. Where when you get into the 50s and the television, and, you know, like Tom Mix on all the way to Roy Rogers and stuff like that, now the good guys are wearing white, and the black guy, and even the Lone Ranger, but the Lone Ranger still wears a white mask. Where doesn't he wear like a bluish suit and a white hat? Shouldn't he wear a white mask?
I would think he wears the blue shirt of which is, I believe, a Ranger's uniform.
Yep.
I could be wrong.
Ranger's uniform and his white hat and his dark mask. And so that was part of that play. But that was the other thing. John Wayne always wore a medium to a light colored hat.
Yeah,
And he always had the cavalry. It was a cavalry captain's hat for the most part. As he got older, that was his standard.
Yeah, he was. Well, it was Union cavalry too, not Confederate.
Union cavalry.
Because they don't really like big. Do they? I can't even remember in the original Rooster Cogburn or Chisholm Trail or. God, there's so many fucking John Wayne movies. I've seen them all, but against my will, so I don't remember most. John Wayne's great, except in Genghis Khan.
So many of them, either in the theater or at the drive-ins, and that was the thing. Films came out, and the old man and Grandpa was like, "Get in the car, yes sir, off we go."
It's the late 80s. You're a teenager. You've got a hacked cable box because your dad knows people. Click, 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 click. God, there's nothing fucking... Oh, John Wayne. Soon, people are going to die.
Yeah.
It's John Wayne. For me, it was Clint Eastwood movies.
I saw Pale Rider in the theater.
So did I.
Nothing like a nice piece of hickory. I love that line in the movie. After he beats the shit out of like 8 guys with one.
Yeah, Pale Rider is a nice revenge story.
Yes, yes it is. High Plains Drifter for a few...
Yes, those are...
taking the opportunity to give everyone else a chance to rethink their life's choices up to that specific point in time.
Yeah.
It's I like to consider it an information technology support team primer on how to provide your end users with a soft and or hard reset.
It's interesting how Westerns as a genre change through the decades. From the 20s to the 20s. We're still figuring out film. We're still
Yeah, they're
figuring out.
still black and white. The heroes are heroes. The bad guys are bad guys.
Then you get into the 30s, you get into the 40s. By the time you get into the 70s, you got the Jeremiah Johnson and, Big Little Man.
The Long Riders.
The Long Riders. That's
amazing movie.
That's the one with all the brothers, right? The Quaid
brothers. Yes, it has,
are in it.
Has the Quaid brothers and the Carradine brothers and the Keach brothers and the Keaches. John and Stacy Keach.
Both of them. Because Stacy kind of overshadows John. They're both equally fantastic actors.
And they look similar, but yeah, Stacy Keach is he's had a lot of iconic roles. He was Sergeant Stadenko.
He was. The best is that meme, Keith David and David Keith. It's a shame they weren't in a movie together before they died.
Isn't Keith David still alive?
Yeah, one of them has died.
I think David Keith. He passed away recently.
Yeah.
Last thing I saw...
I hate Rent a Cops.
Last thing I saw David Keith in was Nope. He was at the very beginning. He was the lead character's father that died at the beginning of the movie.
He used to be this, big, commanding B-movie presence, and then just kind of...
We got to see him beat the shit out of Roddy Piper, and They Live.
That is true. Oh, no. I'm thinking of the other guy. The white guy, not the black guy. Both are tremendous actors. But you want to see Keith David. Where's it Keith David then? David Keith David. And it's fine. The joke is too long.
Yeah, now I'm confused.
Never mind. The joke is dumb. If you have to explain a joke. Funny. So yeah, JC coming over to watch Clay and I clown around pretending to be blacksmiths and kind of put things into perspective. This is episode 68. We've been doing this for a while, and I have a blast every Tuesday night. I look forward to it. I hope you guys do too.
JC really enjoyed that. He enjoyed watching you guys. He enjoyed talking with you. He had a great time. I appreciate it. I really do.
You are welcome. It gave him some perspective because if he wants to do... if you want to do a podcast and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you don't know get Discord for free, you don't know get a Twitch channel for free or YouTube or Kick or Rumble or one of the other... I know there's others. Please, I'm not tech savvy. Well, I am.
Well, some have come and gone, but there are a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, he's one of those.
Computer just.
He's one of those guys that's got a lot of life experience, a lot of adventures under his belt, and if you can get him to open up, he was starting to open up and really have a good time with that. Then you can hear a lot of great tales. And you can learn a lot of little neat, nuanced things as you go through.
The dude said he just got on his motorcycle and traveled America. That's a podcast right there, and it's day one.
Give you some background, Rob. JC was the potentate for the shrine. So he was in charge of the Phoenix Shrine. But he'd been a member of the shrine for a long time, and what Bill's talking about is JC had gotten on his bike and decided he was going to visit all the shrine hospitals and facilities across the country. And so that's what he did. He was on the bike, off he went. He would go to a shrine, and then he would go to the hospital and the clinics because he got to meet these people in the formal sense. But this was an opportunity for him to walk in and see the kids and see the folks that do the work and see his brothers at the facilities at all of these locations that he otherwise really never had a chance to go to. So he just said, You know what? I'm on my way.
He was an interesting cat. I liked talking to him. And the fact that it puts it into perspective because, oh, you have a podcast? Oh, cool. What is it? Here it is. I'll check it out. And then you never know if they do or not. And most people, unless they want to do it and they don't know anything about it, they don't really ask you any more questions. Oh, when's it on? But he was very inquisitive about how the process works, and it's like, dude, I don't even really know. I'm still learning. I'm trying to get us on Spotify, and somebody sent me the information, and I started reading it. I got to finish looking at it, but life interrupts. So it was fun, and it kind of put things into perspective. It's like we can't get away with, we're new at this. We're not really new at this. We're got to take it up to the next level. So
Learn by doing. I learned a few things streaming, and I've learned a few new things streaming with you guys, And
that's what this council is all about. The share, the teach me, learn me, listen to this. Really?
When I started streaming, I brought some of the stuff I learned from radio in. For instance, especially if you're streaming by yourself, get a picture of somebody you know that you hang out with and can just talk to casually. Put that picture in your line of sight. And when you're talking, talk like you're talking to your friend, not to an audience.
Yeah.
And, that, and try to avoid the pregnant pauses, Yeah, things like that.
It's so funny you said that. I knew a guy who had a boss where he wouldn't let anybody into his office, and then one day the guy finally got into his office, and all on the ceiling were posters of like naked, like Playboy level hot chicks. This is like the early 90s. And he's like, yeah, every time my boss has to deal with a customer he doesn't want to talk to, he just reclines his chair and looks at the ceiling. Hello, ma'am, how can I help you today? And pretends he's talking to the naked women.
Whatever gets you through the night.
I want to talk to naked
It's all
women.
right. Oh. It's all right.
Whatever gets you. Day. So, yeah, I 100% support your... that.
Your mental adaptations. We appreciate them. We will grade them.
Here's the best way to do telemarketing. Put your crush's picture in front of the guy. It works.
I tried telemarketing. I'm not a salesman. Somebody says, nah, and I'm like, all right, cool, later.
Okay,
Whereas the salesman is that, I know you said no, but I heard yes. It's like, you're about to find out I'm a pacifist. I'm going to pass this fist across your jaw. Leave me alone.
You're the when on Futurama when they get into politics and Fry goes and talks to the apathy party. Oh, I don't know. Hey, you're perfect. Welcome aboard. Really? Thanks. Never mind. Oh, forget it. Okay, you're back.
See, I was always an educator. That was what got me in trouble when I was doing Medicare and insurance sales, because I was the one that was going to dig deep and find out. And that got me in trouble with the sales manager, because he was always, go for the kill. And I think I told you guys one time I had him behind me on the line with an 8-foot lady.
You're breaking up. I think we lost him.
Oh, no. Whoa, fast forward. Are you
There
back
you
with
go.
us?
Is that any better?
That is much better.
You're
We
back.
We can see your eyes moving.
Long story short, explaining to her about the details of her coverage, and this guy standing behind me saying, go for the kill, go for the kill. I had to put her on hold for a moment and dress him down in front of the sales floor and then go back and finish explaining to her what her options were. And of course, she went ahead. It was 45 minutes, but she said, oh, I'll take it. And we got her sold. The very next day, her neighbor called, her sister called, and another friend of hers called, all asking for me. So I had ladies backed up because here's this guy that talks to them and explains to them and actually,
Takes
like
the
was always been
time.
capable of doing. In the moment of talking to that person, they believe they're the most important person in the world. So,
Yeah.
as long as you make them believe they're the most important, they want to talk with you and they will follow through.
It's just being sales is being yourself and selling yourself, but I have to agree with Jingo that I can do it if it's high pressure, but I don't have the stamina for that. That is going to burn me out because that's not my method.
Would have to really believe in a product to try to sell you on it. And that's the thing, is that most of the sales jobs are shit. I really don't give a shit about selling your freaking windows or whatever it is you're selling. I have no personal interest in it. Move along.
I have to either agreed. I have to believe in the product, or it has to be for a friend. It has to be for, dude, I need you to help me out. Come to this, and we're going to this convention. If you can just come there for Saturday and just, the first weekend of October at Glendale Community College, there's the giant. Remember, we did it just a couple of years ago, and Pete and Judy and Joe was there, and Harold, and and they learned that I'm not just this big oafish human forklift. I'm also a dynamo salesman. Is it getting hot on that side of the house? Okay, when you go back on Clay. When we were doing it in here, I'm too loud, so he's in the living room and it's working a lot better. But I'm having an air conditioning compressor issue. The Freon has not leaked at all, which is absolutely amazing in a 22-year-old unit. But after it's done and the hot air and the cold air shuts off, the compressor just keeps running and running and running and running and running and never stops.
It shouldn't be doing that.
No, and I had the guy from Parker and Sons. Carlos is amazing. I have his phone number here. And because he helped me out last year, he came out but even this year he's like, oh, you should probably find a guy that can rebuild this. Luckily, awesome neighbor Julio, who helped me redo the freezer plug in the F-150. I know a guy, he can help you. And so I'm got to talk to him now, because if he can just rebuild. In 2004, when, what was it? Peterson, because they don't do residential anymore. They're only commercial now. They installed my 3.5-ton day and night unit in 2004. Now, if you don't live in Arizona and you're watching this podcast, thank you. Like and subscribe. But if you don't live in Arizona and you're watching this podcast, you're lucky to get 20 years out of an air conditioning unit, because we have such crazy weather, such crazy dirt and dust and everything, that it's a pretty extreme climate. So 20 years and a lot of refrigerant is usually what happens in our arid, dry, monsoony.
Very, very dry.
So, that being said, I'm now on borrowed time and it still works, but we're kind of turning it off and turning it on and keeping the house at 83 degrees sounds very hot if you don't live in Arizona. If you live in Arizona, it's like, oh, okay, it's a little sweaty, but
I said,
it's doable.
we don't consider it triple digits until it's 110 here.
Yeah, I've got that fan. I've got this fan. Clay bought that mini swamp cooler, filled that fucker with ice and water earlier. I just went out and bought 2 new box fans today, so soon as he comes back on, I'll go out and flip the breaker and turn the AC back on because it comes out cold. And there's now a gold mine in that refrigerant, the Freon. Freon is technically a trade, like Band-Aid. Band-Aid is actually a trademark Johnson & Johnson name. They're plasters, actually. The way, like the way the English call it.
Adhesive bandages.
Adhesive plasters. Oh, God, we lost him completely.
No es bueno.
I'm losing your transmission. I can think of his grandpa from The Simpsons when he
I
gets a
think
job.
Fenrir ate his phone.
Fenrir might have ate his phone.
So what are you drinking there? Stout?
I am. Oh God, he's back. Good. It's actually, the Kroger Diet Coke and just the normal Jim Beam tonight because I don't really have the fancy palate that a lot of drinkers have.
I had to retire my liver. I miss it sometimes.
I drink way too much, but I only drink at night, and I try to keep it not a problem. Or it's you're going to buy all that weed. I, at this point in my life now, spend maybe $25 for a whole week. And I am a huge fan of Jars, not a sponsor, but shout out to them. And they sell for $17 at the dispensary. This, it's shake, basically. But it's, oh crap. Hold on, let me pull my eyeballs out of this fake leather sleeve. Okay. Mm-hmm. What kind is this? And then we'll get to...
Natural Naugahyde.
What's that?
100% natural Naugahyde.
Naugahyde!
One of them. They're little and they're nasty.
Those little Nagas. Kingman pre-ground flour cherry fizz. Okay, cherry fizz. And this is THC level 24.67. That's pretty high. And it's purple, so that means it's an indica. And that is, as you can see, Moon and Stars indica, or in the couch, as Doug Henson jokes about on his podcast, Getting Doug with High, which is absolutely hilarious. Because if you were ever like, I wonder what it's like to smoke weed with so and so celebrity, just go watch his show. Even Cheech and Chong are on it. And when they were on it at the one point, Chong was on the Celebrity Dance.
Was he on the Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, thank you. Dancing with the Stars. And he didn't smoke on Getting Doug with High, but Cheech did with Doug while they were doing the podcast. Because it's actually, each show is actually really interesting. And he has a whole bunch of different celebrities on there. David Cross, that show's pretty funny. Audrey Plaza. Audrey Plaza's on there with, I think it's Audrey. Oh no, it's Sarah Silverman's on with Ron Glass. And he is a comedian and he can kind of keep his composure, but once you get him really high, he's absolutely silly. And it just adds to the show. One of my favorite episodes I've watched the most is actually the one with Dominic Monaghan. Merry from Lord of the Rings. Merry, Pippin, Frodo.
Yep, you know who he is.
And his is really neat because it's like talking to Paul or Tim or some of our other British friends where you get a different childhood experience of marijuana because it's looked at differently. Like Dominic was trying to explain to Doug, he's like, you have some head shops in England now, but long ago, you had to go to these weird, like, foreign to get pipes and stuff like that because traditionally, and now to hear another Englishman say it who's relatively the same age, much younger, but relatively the same age, as opposed to hearing it from Paul and Ian and Tim, where when they would smoke weed in England, they didn't just like load a bowl and smoke it like you do in America, or a bong or whatever, or a joint. They
Well,
would
most of
smoke
the time it was hash.
spliffs.
And
or
that's why
hash.
they'd do spliffs, because they'd mix their hashish with tobacco.
Oh my God, I
leaf.
love hash. But you can't really get that in America. Hash is amazing.
Really, when I was in Germany, it was the only thing you could get.
Well,
Leaf,
la-dee-da.
almost non-existent in Europe.
Really?
It's all hash.
There were a couple years in the early 90s where we ran out of weed. Boy, Clay's phone was blowing up that time, let me tell you. What about it? Have you talked to Guy? Well, what about his guy? Well, what about his cousin? What about... But that's... Oh, Rob, what's the cigar for tonight? Let me go turn my air conditioner back on so I don't torture my cats and Clay. Go for it.
This is one that I got from the brother that owns the cigar lounge, the Boulevard Lounge in Beverly Hills and Austin. And I don't know if you'll be able to read it. It's called Armand. And he has a number of levels within the Armand line. And this is one of the top. Very nice. It's a very mild to medium, but it has a slight sweet taste to it. The tobaccos that Charlie chooses for this give it that really nice sweet taste without it being the chemical taste. A lot of companies have their flavored cigars because it helps people kind of get interested in cigars. This one doesn't have any of that, but it has a slight sweetness to it that I would put along with, say, a nice light rum, where you're not getting all the other flavors, but it's kind of that sweet hint, that sweet note. And it makes for a nice, easy draw, a nice, comfortable draw. Oh.
So now we know. So it didn't explode? Oh, he can't hear me.
Nothing wrong. Better than a good cigar.
So it didn't explode? The AC? Not yet?
Again.
Boom. There's supposed to be an earth-shattering boom.
Kaboom! Earth
You're making me very, very angry.
I need the Illudium PQ-38 space modulator because I have to destroy the Earth as it's blocking my view of Venus. I love Marvin. He's so nuts.
I need to see if I can convince Zachary, because AJ's just the right height. If I made the right headpiece, I don't know if AJ would do it. AJ's the right height to be Marvin the Martian.
The space modulator. Oh, man. I have a lot of family records, as Mildred on my mom's side was the chronicler, and now Mildred has no longer with us, long since passed. And my mom took that up, and I've been told, well... Oh, and happy Mother's Day, by the way. Sorry, we just to all mothers, not just mine, yours, mine, and ours, but all the moms. And there was a census. You know how they did the census back in the 30s and 40s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 10s, and the aughts. So apparently, like my great grandmother, her occupation was a cigar roller. My mom, Mrs. I hate smoke, but you burn incense all the time, lunatic.
It's interesting how many cigar companies there were in the United States for so many years in the 19th and the very early 20th centuries, before a lot of that moved to offshore. And in fact, a lot of the premier tobaccos for a long time were grown in the southern states for use in cigars. And today you can still get cigars that are rolled with either entirely with U.S. tobacco or in part with U.S. tobacco, along with Dominican or other Nicaraguan and the like. And it makes for an interesting flavor. The stuff that I have found from the U.S. tends to be more medium or full bodied, so they tend to be stronger than much of what is presented from most of the popular stuff from the Dominican Republic, from Nicaragua, from Central America. And it's kind of a curiosity to see that and to look back at the old tobacco sales and things. My mother and my aunts all grew up in North Carolina, so there was a lot of tobacco in the area where they grew up. And my mother knew of that. She remembers, she would tell me from time to time of them playing with the kids of the tobacco farmer down the road, when down the road was a couple of miles, but they didn't think about it. And they would play and hang out in the tobacco barns. So, you know, here's all these nice little southern girls playing like wild monkeys, jumping up and down inside, climbing the tobacco barns and having themselves a field day.
When I was in Europe, in Germany, right next to our barracks was a tobacco plantation, a tobacco farm, including a drying barn, that big 3-story tall barn with the slots. And sometimes the wind would be blowing in our direction, and that whole barn full of fresh tobacco would be overpowered.
Yeah. There was, when I had to go to Kentucky a few years ago for a project for the hospital, there was, outside of Lexington, in one of the suburbs, there was a cigar lounge that had been built in this beautiful new built-up neighborhood. Looked just like North Scottsdale or Tempe or any of those areas that we have here now. But what they had done was, apparently they had rebuilt what had been a tobacco barn in that spot all those years ago. They built the exterior of the building to look like this old tobacco barn, and when you went inside, it was a full cigar lounge and bar and restaurant and everything else. But it looked like a traditional tobacco barn inside. It was all new construction. And it was one of those things I kind of looked around and I thought, okay, I've been in original tobacco barns, and you guys did a very good job.
It's good. I miss tobacco. Well, I don't have to miss it. I can just
one habit I had never picked up.
Well, you're better off. But I could just go see Rob, and I don't know. I even smoking for years, I smoked so infrequently that I still got buzzes off cigarettes. Because I was maybe less than a half a pack a day smoker. I just... Smoking for me was a social thing. Like when I'm around a group of people, I want to I want a cigarette.
No, I have
cigar.
enough bad habits that smoking had to get in line, and it's still in line.
But when I'm all alone, I only smoke cigarettes when I need energy, like doing the haunt, like doing fair. Oh, I gotta keep my level up. I gotta be 100%. I gotta be 150%. I better smoke a cigarette. I better drink coffee. I better drink, oh man, the haunt was bad in the early 2000s. Have a rock star. I don't want colon cancer. Thank you very much.
I am now is, they've gotten the sugar-free energy drinks to taste so good that you can't tell that they're sugar-free, and probably more of them than I need to be drinking. But I drink 3 cups of coffee a day, minimum, every day.
Chris!
Welcome!
Hope your mom's doing better.
Starbucks has a 0 sugar. They have 2 different varieties. One of them is a vanilla, and the other one is a dark chocolate. But they're both 0 sugar coffee drinks, and they're really good. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Welcome.
Oh, we're
Chris.
doing good.
So I'm all excited. Package in the mail today.
Wait, before that, tell us about your mother. Well, is she okay? You got her home again?
She was having trouble breathing last week, so I sent her to the ER. and she just came home. So I had to help get her into her chair and all that stuff. So rotisserie chicken right now.
That's good. Hey, she's home. She's eating. That's where she wants to be.
Right. So I got this in the mail. I saw this, read it, and I had to get it. Brings me happiness, joy from when I was younger.
Yay! We were just talking about
Is
the
that
red
the whole
book.
box set or just the red book?
Just the red book. Just the red book. I did get the drive-through RPG combination, and it came with Keep on the Borderland.
Nice.
So are these
Yeah.
reprints?
That one is a reprint. Yes, this is
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know that you can get almost anything reprinted from RPG now. If you want a vintage D&D book, they'll print you one.
Or
so
drive-through RPG.
Yeah.
drive-through
RPG
RPG.
now and Drive-Through RPG are the same company now. They
Oh,
merged.
really? I did not.
Yeah. There is no
Did I not?
RPG. There is no RPG now anymore. It's all Drive-Through RPG.
They send me an email like every other day. Get this book. I
I-
can't afford that. Thanks, guys.
I buy mostly maps from there. All the maps I have for Fantasy Grounds, I have a ton of them. I bought from there because I need a map for something that I didn't have a map before. Go find a map. It's $1. Add it to my collection.
Well
There you
done,
go.
Chris. Good score.
Yeah, $15. I got prints and a PDF copy of the main rule book and Keep on the Borderland.
Very nice. I love
Yeah.
Keep on the Borderline. Dude, that's the first module you go through, really, with
Right?
most groups. Yeah.
Keep on the Borderlands, the village of Hamlet.
Yep. Or Against the Cult of the Reptile God. That's the one I got. And I bought that at Hobby Bench, and nobody else had it for the longest time. And I read most of it because I was ADD at 11, so I just made up my own story, and everybody liked that just as much. It was a lot more hack and slash and a lot less, who were the cultists? So my equally 11-year-old friends enjoyed that much better. They're not going to want to save a bunch of children. They want to kill monsters. We're in
And
5th
then I
grade.
found-
Yeah.
And then I found some metal prints while I was cleaning up my room here a little bit.
Nice. Joker.
And then we have
Is that
Thanos.
Thanos.
And then
Groot.
the baby Groot.
We are Groot. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh.
dun, dun.
If anybody wants them, let me know. Bring them to the next game.
I have to tell you, I promised Isabel I would. I gave her the stickers and the two little characters, and she was beyond excited, so much so that she shared them with Olivia, her little sister, and then she gave the two McDonald's figures, one to Olivia and one to AJ. So now Isabel and Olivia have all of their Stitch stickers, and they're beyond excited. So they were grateful, and they made me promise to let you know that they were absolutely enthralled with it. So thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Guess what? Oh shoot, where is it?
Oh,
Got more
no.
for
Oh,
You're like the
these ones
sticker
are-
pusher.
he is.
I was
these ones
clean
are
for
like-
6 months, and then I ran into my dealer.
So yeah.
Any
So
stickers,
she's
man?
got a bunch more coming.
I need a hit. I need a stick. You don't understand.
And then I also have, I believe, I have some requests for the Lolita girls and the I think from the last time. So, yep.
Like Nabokov, Lolita? God, I hope not.
No, I don't know what they are because
Oh, okay. No,
want them to sell them.
no, you don't want it. never mind. Sorry. Ew. Oh, speaking of that, this month, when's the next D&D game so that our lovely viewers and
the next
subscribers-
one? Let me pull up my calendar.
Ed offered
Is
up
going
his,
to be the 23rd.
at Ed's house.
Yes, that was the plan.
Because I'm like, dude, isn't Mary's going to have so much fun watching? Is it Mary's probably going to make food and make sure everybody get to know, meet everybody, get to know everybody, get settled, and then go, okay, you guys are going to start. Bye! Wait, no!
You can't leave.
Mary is awesome. I love Mary. So,
No, D&D is absolutely a spectator sport.
oh, it totally
But
is.
it's a kind of spectator sport where we might snatch you out of the crowd.
Yeah.
You might find yourself in the game whether you want to be or not.
That's the Keith the Cesare used to often make jokes that he would be running a campaign and he would be totally running it, and his, like, there were like 5 players and they were all sitting around the thing, and his wife, they begged her to play, and Janelle's like, no. I love Janelle and Keith so much. And then later Janelle would kind of like come into the area and say a bunch of stuff, and oh, Andy, I don't no, Andy doesn't realize we're have to call him back. Andy in New York. So she started. So all of a sudden appeared to be a co-DM that also had a lot to say about the game. Like, what are you doing? Just play. The best of
Remember,
all.
rule number 1 of RPGs is if you're having fun, you're not doing it wrong.
No. Well,
Whether you're adhering to the rules or throwing the rules out the window, it doesn't matter. If everybody's laughing and having a good time, that's all that
yeah.
matters.
The best are those memes where the boyfriend and girlfriend are arguing, and she's like, well, I'll just join your D&D campaign. And he's like, I've been begging you. Well, how are the guys going to feel about that? They're going to love it. They're going to encourage you to make a character. They want you to be there. And she's like, really? It's like, oh my God, you don't understand how this works. We need you to take down bigger stuff if you're here.
Yes, I dragged my wife into the world of fantasy role. Actually, we didn't start with fantasy role-playing games with her. We started with Champions, superhero role-playing.
Yes. It's the best.
And that was a very crunchy system. So what I would do is I'd tell people to, just give me a description of the kind of character you want. I'll make that character for you because
Otherwise,
I don't have a month to teach you the math.
Yeah. I did it with all 3 and Christine. All 3 all 3 ex-fiancés, 1 ex-wife. I say, if you've lived 2 years together and you did holidays and if you have a kid, you were married. So all of them loved it. All of them wanted to play it. All of them probably played without me when they had an opportunity long after the relationship was over. But it was Christine where she had always wanted to play, and the males in New Jersey were like, no, you're a girl. What?
No, I would.
Gender has absolutely nothing to do with... Oh, Kris, you dropped your phone. We have a sock of you now.
See, my high
Secret
school,
sock of you.
I was in 2 different high school gaming groups. One at my high school was almost 50% women, and I'm still in touch with most of those people. And then I was part of another gaming group that had no girls because it was a typical gaming group, and it was run by older white nerds who were indoctrinating younger white nerds into nerddom. But no, there weren't a lot of girls, and I don't know why. That's what I'm glad that 5th edition D&D came along and brought a renaissance of RPGs. Now D&D is mainstream. People that would have never tried D&D now want to give it a shot. Now,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things touched on it. I have a friend, Facebook friend. His job is literally being a paid game master.
What?
Yep. Check in to
Do
start
that?
playing. Yes, check in to start playing if you want to be a paid game master. I thought about it. I think it's my retirement plan. When my body gets too old to work, I can sit here and run RPGs until my mind just
I
rots.
want to go. If I had a time machine, I would go back to the 80s and be like, okay, I'm going to teach your employees how to work together. You're going to pay me $50K a year, which back in the 80s, that was a shit ton of money. Nowadays, today, that's like barely surviving. Back in the 80s, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you could live like a king. $50K a year. 1982, gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
When I was in high school, I was in the orchestra, and the DnD group were all in the orchestra, and there were 3 girls and 4 guys, and I was grateful because that was the only way I was going to get any kind of opportunity to have any kind of social interaction with a young girl.
For me, I got introduced to D&D through some friends. We were all in the advanced studies groups ever since like the 5th grade. Every year, me and Ken and Terry and a few others were always in the advanced placement, even though I squandered a lot of it. And one day I found out that they met in the mornings and played D&D. And so,
What?
I started coming to school before school every morning to play D&D. And that's where I got my start. And yes, we had girls in that group because it was, that group came from like all the academic nerds at school, all of the really smart kids, and me.
It
Some
started.
people thought I was a really smart kid. I don't think I'm so bright.
It started in elementary school, and it was E.T. It was a combination of E.T. and Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, older brothers, Weeblos, and that kind of like blanketed the community. So all of a sudden, here's a situation where there are no more social rankings. There's just the DM and the party, and you're going to figure out who the leader is. And honestly, it was never who you thought it was going to be, and it was never like the extreme jock or the extreme bookworm nerd. It was
He was
usually
always the quiet kid.
it was somewhere in the middle where the little quiet kid all of a sudden just became his character. This fighter is now leading 42 12-year-olds in this mission with this 12-year-old DM going, okay, who's next? And
Yes.
only the super insecure males were like, no girls. Everyone else was like, okay, I want to bring a new player. Okay. It's a girl. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that she has a vagina has nothing to do with her ability to roll dice. And that was it. There wasn't the girls can't play D&D. And it was, I only got to...
Even among my guys group, we would have gladly welcomed girls into
Yeah.
the group. We were all nerds and didn't know any.
Yep.
But
I brought
what really opened up gaming for me was not the little morning group with the nerds. Was freshman year of high school, we had a substitute teacher in my drama class, and he had the brand new advanced D&D monster manual with him, and we got to talking, and he's like, yeah, we have this little wargaming club, and we meet every other Saturday here all day long. You should show up. And so I did. I got up early on a Saturday morning, got on the bus, and rode my ass from 83rd Avenue in Indian School to 32nd Street and McDowell, where
Oh my
there was
God.
this little store called Exeter Hobbies. It was a remote control hobby shop, but it also branched out into D&D stuff, and they let us game in their back room.
Yeah.
And that was where I got introduced to the wider world of role-playing games and other games, and
D&D, isn't that evil? Well, we kill evil, but we don't follow it, if that makes sense.
We learn how to spot it.
My radio-controlled car equipment at Exeter Hobbies around the same time.
yeah. So you know where Exeter was? It's a shoe store now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how far it's all become. It was just weird. Dungeons and Dragons. We had at Liberty Elementary School in the early. I mean, there were 4 classes of fourth graders, 36 kids to each class with extra kids, and only 3 kids were playing football. All of the rest of us were playing D&D. Like like Ron and I could name the kids that were playing football because the rest of us were like, "When's it my turn to roll?" Because back then we only had one set of dice for like 63 kids, and it was the set of dice that the orange and blue, the crayon.
I remember when pre-painted dice first hit the market. That was revolutionary. What do you mean I don't have to color in the numbers?
Yep.
You got a black crown? Yeah, I'm gonna use black instead of white. White's lame. Everyone uses white. Oh my god, just fill in that
Yellow.
fucking number. Yellow, even better.
Yellow.
Then you know
Yellow
it's
on the
yours.
blue dice.
Ah, then you know it's yours. The best was if you had a good enough DM that just took an old map and modified it. So it's like he shows up and he has that module, and you're like, "Oh man, we went through that
But it
like
ain't
a
what
year
you
ago."
think it is now.
Huh?
It ain't what you think it is. No.
Exactly.
Now, Martian Cat mentioned that she started her role-playing experience on MUDs. Have you ever played MUDs? I believe
I don't
it
know what
stands
MUDs
for
is.
multi-user domain. It's text-based roleplay
Yes,
from
I used to play that.
the mid-'80s to late
Oh,
80s.
like
Yeah.
from the Vic 20, Adventureland, and Dracula's Castle, and
And Waterdeep, yes, things like that.
Waterdeep.
They were the predecessors. They were the predecessors to MMOs. I never much played one. I had somebody tried to draw me into one, but
Zork?
it was just too restrictive.
Was it Zork?
No, these were actual role-playing campaigns moderated by people.
Oh
They were
no!
not games. They were a forum-style role-play with
Okay. Everything I mentioned
We
is
need-
one
We
generation
need to
before
get
what.
Kat on here sometime and
Oh, we've
have
been
talk about
inviting her.
nuts. I know, but she was making dinner tonight and it was excellent. So I didn't bug her. She's over there laughing at me now
Well, yeah. She's the wife. That's
because
what they
that's
do.
what I do. I make her laugh at me. That's why we work.
Job to provide the comic relief for our significant others.
Men and women have 2 distinct roles in their absolute future. A woman chooses a man and says, "I want you to make me laugh all the time for the rest of my life." A man chooses a woman and says, "I want just you to torture me for the rest of my life."
That's pretty close.
It's exactly accurate. Thank you very much.
You-
I may
you
not know a
forgot-
lot, but
You forgot the butt touching part. There's got to be butt touching in there. It deals off.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the booty rubs.
stop touching my butt. That's not going to happen. You see, you're with me now. Stop rubbing me. Or anytime Christine would bend over, "Oh yeah," I'm suddenly Barry White, and she's like, "Stop that!"
Every time she asks, "What would you like for dinner?" You.
You baby. Is it? Well, okay, I don't want to get too. I don't want to release the inner pervert that dwells within on our council. Like and subscribe, folks. 100% pure barf. Okay.
The other podcast.
Yeah, that's the sexy podcast. Marriage is an interesting chess game.
One
Wait, what?
podcast. And I have stories.
I have been encouraging you to start a anyway, story for another time. Anyway, grabbing your
If I had a way
wife's
to record it, I would.
grabbing your wife's butt. It's part of the husband's handbook. We each get one.
So at page 126, there are certain requirements that you do have to learn, and you will be required to follow through and write reports.
Section 42, Chapter 3, Article 84. It simply states that. Yeah.
For every butt touch she allows, there will be one instance of you have to hold her purse in public. Which I don't care. I'll walk around and rock that shit all day long. I don't care.
Nothing feminine bothers me if it's for. There was a comedian named Rich Scheidner, Canyon Man, and he used to make jokes about owning a Jeep Cherokee. But one of his funniest bits was talking about buying tampons for his wife. And
I do that.
he and I kind of were like, oh my God, I'm the same way. You know, after you get older, you live with a woman. Dude, feminine hygiene products are part and parcel of having her around. So he's like, I've heard that some guys are embarrassed about this. I find out exactly what I need to buy by looking at the package and having her tell me. And then he goes,
I just have her send me a picture of the package. That way I know exactly what to get.
This was the late 80s. They didn't have, So he's like, I'm standing in the line at the cashier, holding the box of tampons over my head, practically bragging, I got a woman! I got a woman! What do you got, Penthouse Pal? I got a woman. Look at that, tampons. I'm buying tampons for a woman. So yeah, I was never embarrassed. They're like, yeah, she sent me. I'm pretty sure these are it. And every single female cashier is like, well, if you wrote down what she said, oh, I did, then you're doing the right thing. And you get congratulated. That's what never made any sense. Like, you knew this was coming and you should have prepared. It's not like it's a surprise. I mean, sometimes it's a surprise, but most of the time it's the moon, I mean, I'm no woman, but I'm no woman, but it's yeah, not afraid to buy tampons, maxi pads, all that shit. Not afraid of.
One thing I'll say the Army got me over real quick was shame. Shame is the one thing that will never work on me. Guilt, maybe, depending on the guilt, but shame, never.
I've never understood the embarrassment of a man having to, an adult man. Now, if you're 12 and you're being sent to the store to buy tampons, that's a different story. If it's your sister or your mother,
Yeah, if another kid sees you doing that, it's
they're
on.
like,
Because kids are relentless.
Kids are assholes.
But as an adult, I don't really care. No.
I've never understood that. It's the same thing as like the whole. For the first kid, we had to go watch all the videos, natural childbirth and breathe.
Yeah, my ex was all about that. We need child rearing magazines. We need this. We need that. It's like, mankind was on this planet for 50,000 fucking years before they came up with, parenting magazines.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be just fine.
As an old friend once said, cavemen once had babies, and we're all still here. Ooh, that's a good point. I don't feel so bad about accidentally dropping my kid now. Thank you. I'll stop freaking out. It happens. God, you try to be careful, and they're on the bed. You're like, oh my God, please stop crying. Oh, great, my kid's retarded now. I'm just,
That's right. Mumbles bounce.
Bubbles do bounce, and so do children.
And they're designed to be indestructible.
They really are.
They're
And she
designed
runs a
to
construction
survive.
company. Hannah's not retarded. She's brilliant. I mean, we're having our issues right now,
They're
but
designed to survive new parents.
yes.
Oh, yes. I had my parents, I had grandparents, you had all of that, so it was a matter of, you were going to learn. And I ended up having all the cousins and everybody that had their children.
Yeah.
And so it became second nature. I learned how to do all of that stuff long before I ever got my medic badge.
Yeah. What's really weird is like the dynamic of family. And I'm glad that we're discussing this now. And we could probably devote a whole entire podcast to it, really. But there is an interesting dynamic of family when, all right, I have, and if you've watched the show, you know, I'm in the middle and the only boy. I have an older sister. I have a younger sister. For America, for the Christian Judeo, Santa Claus brought you this. Oh, wow, that's great. And then when you become an older teenager and in your 20s, Santa Claus brought you this. But if you don't like that color, we could take it back. Or if that's not the right size, see, that's the only one they had. And I thought, oh my God, I'm just glad you got me something. You don't have to. No, stop. Just stop. And the magic of Christmas disappears for a long time until the first grandchildren come. And then the illusion of Santa Claus and all of the other characters that
Starts over again.
It starts all over again. So it's weird being born in between, in that gap in between generations, because now, on both sides of my family, I'm far away from them because they all live in Pennsylvania and I live in Arizona, but all of my cousins have small children. My youngest is 23, 24 this year. So it's this weird, like, oh my God, I remember that time. Oh man, that's so cool that they, oh, look how little they are. Oh, they're just learning how to do that. I remember when my kids were. So it's that weird, like, you're looking at it through a fogged mirror, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yep.
The main difference for me between Christmas as a child and Christmas as an adult is this. When you're a child, you are always disappointed when you open a present and it's clothes. When you're an adult, you're always disappointed when you open a present and it's not clothes.
Yeah. Hold on, the Father's Day is coming. You're going to get socks and underwear. That sounded terrible at 12. At 54? Oh, that's right.
If I won the lottery, one of the things I would do is I would have a sock subscription plan. I would put on a brand new pair of socks every day of my life, wear them once, they go in a basket. When the basket's full, they all get washed and donated. So that I put on a fresh pair of socks every day for the rest of my life.
That's a weird foot fetish thing, Jingo, but okay.
See, I have been given the greatest gift, I think, that I could have ever received. JC, who you guys got to meet, used to be Santa for the Scottish Rite.
Wait a minute, did he give you that?
So JC voluntold me. He said, guess what? You're Santa now. So for the last couple of years, I get to be Santa. And I get to see these kids now that, I get to see them each year as they grow up and see that same wonder. And I've taken on, Bill has helped me out with a couple of these. I've taken on the idea that when I get to see these kids weeks before Christmas, if they come up and I've had little kids that have drawn drawings for Santa and brought cookies for Santa and things like that. And I tag the parents and I say, I need to know, is it okay if Santa writes your child a letter that you can then give them on Christmas Day? And each child who's done it, the parents come back and they're like, "Oh my God, they lost their minds." It's kind of fun to be able to throw some of that wonder back into their.
It is.
Even though they're 6 years old, well, you are, but you aren't Santa. And all of a sudden they come back and it's like, I got a letter from Santa on Christmas Day and it wasn't my parents' handwriting.
Some other handwriting. That means the most. Well, it's that whole double-edged sword of Santa Claus. It's Occam's razor. You're promoting deceit and lies and all this other stuff, but, you know, on the other hand...
You're making magic.
Yeah, you love your kids. Of course you want to spoil them rotten on one day. Or even in our family... Dad, what are you doing? It's Christmas. The animals don't know it's Christmas. There's still chores to do. And he would just go do all the chores while the rest of us were... And then as we got older... Oh my God, stop! Go sit down! You crazy old man. I'm doing this now. Well, I just wanted to get them... Yes, I know. I'll take care of it for you. But as he got older, he had the shit down pat. I think there was one Easter that they were fighting. My parents. Not fighting, but an argument between... Feuding. They argued all the time, but they didn't, like, fight. Those were isolated incidents. Until... Oh, one Easter morning, the Easter Bunny came. But my father was asleep on the couch. What's going on here? The Easter Bunny dropped off Dad? That doesn't sound right. We never got a straight answer, and we never asked. So for Beth and I, it's like, did you ever... No, I still don't know either. Oh my God. I know. I'm having an air conditioning issue, but at least like we can run it for a little while and then shut it off.
Yeah, we have a central chiller system here, and sometimes when the temperature goes up abruptly, it takes time for the chiller system to compensate.
Readjust.
And so there are sometimes I'll come home in the afternoon and it'll be kind of warm in my house. That's when we turn on our turbo fan. I have one of those big silver, blow furniture over fans, and I'll put it at the end of the hallway, and just good thing it cooled down, because if it was still going, you wouldn't be able to hear me over the sound of the fan.
Well, all
you'd hear is fan when the mic opens.
I've got 2 ceiling fans. It's Arizona.
So tell us, are you at 30,000 feet?
It's Arizona. It was 106 today.
Yes, it was pretty warm, and I rode a bike today. I rode my bike to and from work today.
It's a swamp-ass kind of day,
It was, but, like I said, it's an electric bike, so I was not pedaling the bike. I was just sitting on it, and it was doing all the work because it was 105 fucking degrees.
It's a moped.
More or less, except that it's electric instead of gas.
Moped isn't a word that's used nowadays, but that was like a common word in the late 80s.
It was back in the day. I'm not even sure if they make them anymore. Everybody's gone electric. I see electric bikes everywhere all the time now.
I think the word moped has disappeared because the electric bike and gas bike that you can pedal or use the engine... There's no reason to classify it as a moped, because all of them are mopeds now. It's
pretty much, yeah.
It's like saying human on the earth. Well, yeah, we're all humans. All of us, every one. If you can make the talkie, you're a human from somewhere. There's certain early Dungeons and Dragons modules that I would love to go back through and actually finish, and that's why I absolutely love our Saturday once a month game, because I probably own Pharaoh and the other one, but I've never been through them. I've never read them. I've never run them. They're just modules on my shelf that one day I'll read them and take people. Yeah, right.
Yeah, most of them, I don't run a lot of published stuff. I do run it from time to time, but I always embellish it and modify it to fit my narrative.
Caverns of Sachcanth, Secrets of the Silver Marsh, or Sinister Secrets of the Silver Marsh.
Sinister Secrets of Salt Marsh.
Salt Marsh. It was close. That was damn close. Thank you very much.
They actually revisited Salt Marsh for 5th edition D&D. I have a whole book of adventures set there, yes.
Well, I mean, I died at least 2 or 3 times in each one of the ones that I just mentioned. Especially Sachcanth. That's kind of a brutal...
Yes.
It's kind of a brutal run.
I like some of the tournament dungeons. Of course, the most famous one being... the most famous being the Tomb of Horrors. It was a module not designed as part of a campaign, but basically designed as a see how far you can get before you don't make it, because nobody makes it.
It's a brutal campaign. It's designed to kill you.
There's another one, and it's my absolute favorite classic D&D module, and that's the Hidden Shrine of Tomoe-chan.
Really?
And it is a tournament module too, meant to be run on the quick, because basically it starts out, you are fleeing from somebody, and there's a cave-in that drops you into an ancient Mesoamerican ruin. You can't go back the way you came, so you need to go forward to get out. Oh, and there's a faint poisonous gas in here, so you take damage every hour. You can't rest, so you just have to get out of the dungeon. Because if you rest, the gas will kill you.
The Lost City. It's a 1 through 3. I think I've died 4 or 5 times in that from high school on. That one is purple, and it has you go out into the desert and you find the temple, and you kind of break into it, and you keep going down, and there's this whole society hiding out there, and it's kind of like what we're going through now with the Oasis.
Yes, I'm kind of at a crossroads here. I want to go back and continue the Oasis of the White Palm, but then I kind of like the episodic that we've been doing, where everything, starts and ends in one session.
The last one was fun.
The next one I plan on running is going to be the follow-up to that, where you actually have to go stop the 3 witches from ruining the feast.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I haven't written it yet.
I love playtest.
I haven't written it yet, and honestly, what I'll do is I'll probably pick some monsters. I'll pick a few scenes, and then the rest is improv. That's the less I write down, the less I have to change.
I often have massive anxiety, stress over preparing for a big campaign. And I don't mean big campaign in 5, 7, 9, 12, 13, 18 people. Big groups in a campaign don't really bother me. The story is important to me. I don't care about rules and shit like that. I'm in for the epic storytelling of the entire episode.
That's me where I'm going with it. Is when we're done with the session, if there are things that you can go back and talk about, and if a session leaves you even with one memory, it's like, you remember the time that
It's kind of funny.
Remember a time that our bard made all the ants dance so that we could get past them?
Yeah. The best part is that, like, if you play sports and you're into sports, you have stories of the game. But they only take so much time. If you're a geek or a nerd and you're telling stories about RPGs, it takes a long time to explain who is who and why they did what they did and why it, but as
sports happens in bursts.
Yeah, gaming happens in chess matches, and it's important that gamers talk to other gamers, not just DM to DM, but player to player, because you're picking up tips. You're learning things by listening.
As a game master, I love it when people ask me questions. The one question you should never ask this game master is, what do you think I should do?
I'm impartial. You don't want me to answer that.
No, if you ask me that, I might give you a bad answer just to watch the chaos.
Or the other.
Like, or I'll straight up say you shouldn't be asking your game master for advice. Because I will lead you astray for my entertainment.
Yes, you should step right off the cliff because there is a path. It's just invisible. Give it a shot.
There's a path. It's just 1,500 feet below where you... Well, after a while, you're like, if you keep asking me what to do, you're going to have to make a new character because you're now an NPC. Your character is now my character because I'm making this character's
I don't
decisions.
make decisions. This is a true story of... and I'm telling this story secondhand. It happened to my wife, not me. But this is an example of how not to be a good game master. Uh-oh. She was playing in a game, a Vampire the Masquerade online game. And, you know, the game was going all right until the game master, about 6 sessions in, decided to invite 2 of his friends to join the game with their veteran vampire characters that just started dominating the scene. Uh-oh. Which, you know, of course, took the thunder out of all the low-level characters, and she already started not feeling the campaign. Then at one point, she's in a situation, and I don't even know the situation, but she's like, okay, I'm going to do this. And the game master straight up said, your character wouldn't do that. Yeah. Cat quit the game on the spot. She's like, no, I'm not going to have you. And get this guy is such a sociopath that he kept contacting her for a couple of years after that. Come back and play one more session so we can wrap up your character and kill it off. She's like, no, I'm going to continue to write fan fiction about my character. Kill yourself off. But yeah, game masters should not be taking control of the narrative. My flaw as a game master is when I see players about to make a decision leap in entirely the wrong direction, I might throw some hints out there to steer them away from doing that. Yeah. I'm going to stop doing that because I want you guys to take the bad direction, run it all the way out to the end, and realize that it was a waste of time.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Okay, what happens? Well, after some thought, you realize this isn't a good idea. Well, because... Thank you. Otherwise, you can't tell them what to do. You kind of got to nudge them.
Now, if it's a novice gamer, I might say, well, here's some examples of what you could do. You could do this, or you could do this, or you could do this, and you could do this.
With Izzy or Willow, or if it's a kid, you gotta kind of. Normally, I won't be able to tell you what to do.
Well, no, I will be a lot more lenient with children. I'm a game master to adults.
If you have to be, generally you don't have to like flex.
Generally, I'm impartial. Truly impartial. So if something might kill you, it might kill you.
Yeah. Community, the show Community with Joe McHale and Chevy Chase, and there's 2 episodes where they play D&D, and what's his name becomes the DM, and he makes the perfect speech about what it's like to be a DM. He's like, you don't understand. None of this is my fault. I'm impartial. I don't have an opinion. I simply react to what you're doing. Yes, I'm trying to kill you, but I'm also trying to make you succeed again. Because if you win this time, we get to go on to the next chapter of my story. It behooves me to get you to the next fucking, let's go, kill this guy. Come on, move.
I played under a game master a few years back, and at one point, he party wiped the party. That wasn't the end. He wasn't expecting it, but it ended up that way.
Oops.
And
that was a calculation.
basically, because we were on a path to save the world, a god stepped in and offered us a second chance. My character, being a valor bard, thought that dying in combat against a god, a trash god,
you were talking about this,
was valorous, and therefore he wanted to go to his great reward because he figured he had earned it.
Valhalla.
And to go back to Earth now, he might stumble and fall from grace and lose that reward that he had earned.
Well,
so at that point, I started a new character, and everybody was like, wow, wow. Most people wouldn't have done that. It's like, I really like that character, but, role play. This is what that character would have done in that situation. Yeah. And, had I decided to keep the character, it would have always bugged me that, no, this isn't him. This isn't what he would have done.
As an adult playing with children, it's always in your best interest to coddle them and bring them along. You don't want to give them a negative experience with gaming because, I want you to DM.
D&D shouldn't be a negative experience. Yeah. Sometimes it should be tense and intense and stressful, but it should never be negative. There are whole role-playing game genres devoted to negativity. Play Vampire the Masquerade. Let's talk about angst and existential. We could play Anne Rice vampires, whiny Eurotrash.
They pretty much are Anne Rice vampires. The problem with all of the White Wolf games, and I tried to get my gaming party into it, is that they're designed to be storytelling games. So you just sit around and talk about your character. Well, we could do that anytime. Let's go kill shit. So, Vampire was a total disaster. I didn't even suggest Wraith. I kind of got a mage campaign going, and that died. Werewolf was highly successful because I made it a hack and slash campaign.
Well, I played in one vampire game, and the same game master who was running the D&D game that had told me that the most boring thing as a game master he could do is kill the party or kill a character, and that if it happened, there would be an alternative in the narrative to
bring the player into
to bring it back as part of the narrative and have it make sense. But he was also running that vampire game, and it took place in Paris, Texas.
Sorry.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere town. Yes. And we were the worst, most role-blowing, incompetent, bumblefuck vampires ever. I had a saying after a while with my character, because we're playing the newest version of Vampire, and it's the only one I played, so I can't compare it to the others. But sometimes if you miss a roll, you can expend resources, blood or whatever it was, to succeed, but with consequences, and that uses up some of your blood and so on and so forth. And I failed so often that I couldn't afford to do that, so most of the time if I failed my die roll, it would be like, take the fail. But you can I'm gonna take the fail. I failed. Take the fail.
What are you gonna do?
Just let's go with it.
I love the way the game's set up. It's very stacked. It's very even. It's ready for a total war. But the way the game is played, you can't fucking do anything. Kris has two 27-gallon tubs of White Wolf material that I had collected in 12-year period. The company that publishes it now isn't White Wolf anymore. No,
and they've slightly changed the system, but it's at the core it plays the same.
It's all of the White Wolf games are catered to and designed for the nihilistic, angsty teenager. I can't
Which is
win,
why I never
man.
gravitated to the game, because that wasn't my crowd when I was younger.
And the problem is that all of the fun groups, like in Vampire, you have wild vampires that they're just out there. They're just doing their own thing.
I know, the Bruja. Oh, no, you mean independent vampires.
I was going for Camarilla versus Sabat, because you're supposed to play a Camarilla. You're supposed to be involved in the masquerade and hiding from humans, but the Sabat are way more fun. They're the ones that are playing football with human heads.
What they're doing now with
Yeah.
and Vampire is one of the. Here's Vampire. It's going to give you 6 tribes or 6 clans or whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you want to play Sabat? Well, we have a book for that.
Oh.
Or you want to play this clan? That's not what we have a book for that.
And
You want to? We have
I
a
know that
book
way
for
back
that.
then, too.
You want to play in Europe? We have a book for that. You want? If we have a book for that.
we got a book for that.
We have a
Every
book for that. We have a
There's
book for that.
book for this
And
and that.
RPGs, D&D is one of the few that hasn't done that.
Thank
They,
God.
everything comes with the one book. You can
Palladium,
play the whole game with
Fassa,
one
White
book.
Wolf.
You can buy more books. They've got a lot of splat, but you don't have to collect several books to have enough of the game to actually play it.
I really enjoyed the entire White Wolf world. I even bought the stupid Masquerade DVD. Watched all of the DVDs. And honestly, the show was very well written for the game.
Oh yes, yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we have the VHS.
Now, you're really right on. Well, Kris has my copy of the DVDs now. If you have never played the game or read any of the comics, here is a real world comparison. The Sabat are the bad guys. They're like the movie Near Dark with Bill Paxton and Lance Hendrickson and Jeanette Goldstein? Ramirez.
That movie was awesome.
She's amazing. I love Jeanette. Terminator 2.
Bill Paxton and Lance Henriksen.
Just a dynamic
They share.
duo.
They share a screen achievement that nobody else does.
True.
They have both been killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator.
Yep. All of them.
And they're the only actors that have.
Yeah, that's a
May Bill
very
Paxton rest in
unique.
peace.
Oh, he was so amazing. I watched the interview with Michael Biehn, and he's like, how Hudson is without being a coward, that's how Bill Paxton was. All right, man, here we go. Like, he was like the life of the party. He was fun. He was big and full of energy, and he loved life, and he loved people and hanging out and partying. And but he wasn't like, game over, man, game over. He wasn't weak. He was always strong, even when he got sick.
My favorite Bill
Michael Biehn
Paxton
said.
character was the car salesman from True Lies.
Yeah, gotta agree
Him
with
and
that.
Arnold, and he's talking about,
Got a little dick.
meeting this chick, and then you see Arnold kind of backfist him and smash his face, and then it was only him imagining it.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're up against Arnold. I mean, even Tom Arnold with a gun is scary. The dude's got an automatic weapon, and you're a fucking car salesman.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid I got to step away. I just got a call, and my RA meds are in, and I'd like to get them so I can be human tomorrow.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. No need.
take
Have
care.
a great night. Thank you for joining us.
Take care, gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening.
Absolutely. And then there were 4.
Hey, Mr. Bell,
Yes.
you just talked about Jeanette Goldstein, Near Dark.
Yeah. Finger licking good.
She's going to be at Horror Fest this year.
Is she really?
Yes, she is.
She's one of those actresses that is like on the top tier, but why isn't she in more movies? No.
Well, this year they're doing the 40th anniversary of Aliens.
Really?
So Michael Bihn's going to be there. Jeanette Goldstein's
awesome.
going to be there. A lot of people from Aliens are going to be at horror.
Aliens will always be one of my favorite action adventure or sci-fi horror movies because the first
it was more of an action movie than a horror movie.
it
Definitely.
really was. Cameron did.
First one was an absolute horror movie.
Oh yeah, the first one is up there with the Black Hole because there's all of this terror going on. But wait, you're on the ship that's malfunctioning. But wait, you're there. But wait, there's. But wait, there's. It's not a one linear plot. It's a beautifully constructed club sandwich of sheer terror and pants-pissing horror. And back in 1978, 79, please correct me. I'm not all knowing.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I remember that my experience with the movie Alien is my buddy and I convinced his mom that it was like Star Wars.
That is fucking. That is evil.
And when we got to the John
shit.
Hurt moment, she snatched us both up and drug us out of the theater.
Well, yeah, dude, you promised her Star Wars and you went
So
to
we
see.
didn't get to see the rest of the movie the first time.
That's like
It
2001.
was bad.
Silent Running.
She was
Oh,
already
it's-
not liking it, but when it got to the John Hurt scene, that
was
at
it.
the time was one of the
That was
grisliest things ever put to celluloid for a
Alien,
mainstream movie.
Alien and Aliens are very dark movies, and they are action adventure, but mostly they're horror sci-fi. Aliens 3 really pissed me off because it was a bait and switch. What they told you they were going to make was more like the comic book series where the storyline was they intercept the ship and they revive Newt and they repair Bishop and they revive Hicks and they revive Ripley and they tell the three of them, we found a xenomorph planet. And now Corporal Hicks is now, what is he, like captain or major? And it's more like a Starship Troopers kind of. That's what I went to the theater seeing. Now, all of the actors in Alien 3 did a fantastic job, but fuck that movie. That's not what I wanted to see.
I was given to understand that movie, the movie we got, was somewhat dictated by the movie executives, by the studio executives,
There you
because it's not what the director wanted to do. And I think the director even had his name taken off of the movie at one point.
Because the problem is that you end with 4 heroes. And now you've got a situation. I have a lot of problems with the movie Pitch Black and the Riddick and all that, but it's kind of like this. Half of it is really cool, but half of it is kind of like, this is just recycled other stuff. But Riddick and Pitch Black is kind of like what Alien 3 should have been, where you've got these.
Those movies were okay.
Yeah, all right.
I didn't think they were great.
Again, great acting. The actor, the writer guy was really into his own. Anyway, so Carl Urban, Vin Diesel,
Carl Urban. I think Vin Diesel is a decent actor. I don't think he's A-list. I think Dwayne Johnson's a better actor than Vin Diesel.
I like Vin Diesel since I saw the.
I like him, but he's one of those.
Well,
it's got to be a Vin Diesel role, or he doesn't really work.
Okay,
Okay, hold on.
Sure.
I am Groot.
Oh God, you stopped us for that. Hold on.
Yeah.
There's Vin Diesel, I Am Groot, and family, and all that. But then there's Vin Diesel, Boiler Room, and Knockdown Boys. That's an upper. It's evolving to another level.
You know,
of acting.
I will say I like him better as a voice actor.
He's amazing as a voice actor. I would
because
never.
he was the Iron Giant as well.
There you go. That fucking launched his career, if you think about that, because before that he was. I mean, you don't think of him as an
Saving
A.
Private Ryan. He was in Saving Private Ryan. I think that was the first thing I remember seeing him in.
That's a favorite. Saving Private Ryan is one of those movies that when you were young in the 80s, you heard about Vietnam, but you were inundated with Korea and World War II. And it was really something that was so far away because it was 40 years ago, because this is your grandparents and your uncles' experiences, not my dad. Vietnam was traumatic. World War II was more, let's go get him and we'll fuck those guys up. And then Korea's, oh, communism. But Vietnam is dark. It's another level of hell that, well, all war is hell, isn't it? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go that deep. Let's get real deep and philosophical. But there's the 30-year disconnect also is 40-50, because unless you have an obsession with that previous time period, or you have a relative or a neighborhood village member from that time period, or a coworker or a friend, it's all reading or movies.
Yeah, Vietnam was the first heavily video documented war. I mean, we've got some footage of World War II and some footage of World War One, but not really like we have of Vietnam, and everything has happened since.
The problem is that I posted Mother's Day.
There was war in your living room.
I posted Mother's Day and from Full Metal Jacket, Adam Baldwin's fantastic portrayal of Animal Mother. Happy Mother's Day, and it shows a bunch of, Vietnam. There were characters in all other wars like that guy. It's just that, like you said, war in your living room made that guy a real character. He's actually there. If that makes sense.
Nope.
Vietnam was different. Vietnam was the first one where we didn't know where the hell the enemy was.
We also didn't really have a clear reason for being there.
It was complicated.
I mean, yeah, we had the reasons that they gave us, but that wasn't the actual reasons we were there.
No. Well, yeah.
The reasons we're given are almost never the actual reasons we go to war. I think World War II is the one. And then there's always the conspiracy that we let Pearl Harbor happen. Only 2 of our most derelict battleships were in bay that day. Everything else was out. And they refloated one of those battleships.
Pearl Harbor's a sticky wicket, much as the whole Iwo Jima. Even the way that the series are shot, Band of Brothers is different than the Pacific, if that makes sense.
Yes.
For instance, in Band of Brothers, there's only one kind of love, and that's between the medic and the nurse when I think they're in Belgium. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong.
I've not watched either series.
Oh my God! What?
I had young children for a long time, and
okay,
was poor and had no cable, so I didn't get to see a lot.
I can relate to all of those issues, as can the other 2 members current on the council. Kris, Clay, poor kids. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, so. Band of Brothers picks up where Saving Private Ryan is about going after one of the guys from Band of Brothers. Is that accurate? Kris, Clay?
More or less, yeah.
Thank you. E Company is... Okay. Saving Private Ryan is one of the most fantastic World War II movies ever made. But besides the grandfather walking up to the graveyard, you're kind of thrown into the mix. Band of Brothers is the story of the creation and the function of Airborne during World War II. And the added bonus is, and it's fucking awesome, during every episode, they have the actual dudes talking that are now ancient old men that the actors portray all through the episodes. And these actors spent time with these old guys, especially Garnier and Toy and the other guy. They totally act like these guys, like you know that that's him. It's
Nice.
It's one of those, like, if you haven't seen it, you really need to watch it. And I don't say that because, oh, it's my favorite and I love it. You really need to watch this for historical accuracy and how just fucking badass this is. Because especially, you start off in boot camp and, what's his name? Schwimmer. David Schwimmer? Friends?
Yeah, David
Okay.
Schwimmer.
You know him. What's his, Ross? Is that his character on Friends?
Yeah.
No, I hated Friends.
I saw 2 episodes. I don't fucking remember. It was you know, it's fluff. It's like 90210 or Melrose Place, but with comedy. But he is he's a drill sergeant in this series. Sobel. He's a fucking dick in this. He's completely the opposite of this, like, what is he on Friends? This kind of normal guy who's funny
He's a
that you want him
doofus,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, that ain't the show. It's a totally different animal when he feeds them all spaghetti and then makes them, in the middle of them eating, get up and run 7 miles, and half of them are throwing up on themselves. That's the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just added it to my HBO list.
Please do. You're gonna love it. And where the Pacific is different. The Pacific is like, it's about Midway and Iwo Jima and all that, but it's like they tried to put the Marines and a little bit of the Air Force like into the same story, and they tried to add, like, there's one thing where there's this American Marine with this Greek woman, and it's like they have this relationship, and it's like, dude, this is about war. I mean, I know that happened during war, but that's not what I signed up for. She's hot and all, but that's not. But yeah. It's.
Well, I'm gonna bail out because I'm gonna go check on Mom.
Oh, please do. Make sure Mom's okay.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Give her our
Oh, yeah, I
love.
sent you a message.
Oh, good. Me or?
All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay. Bye. I'll find it later. But yeah, the Pacific Band of Brothers. It's more pieces of Saving Private Ryan and World War II, and it was just a different war. It was different how we. There hasn't been that cohesion in a while. That gung-ho super organism. Let's go kill Hitler. Yeah. You know, stop him.
Yeah, media overexposure has made the world cynical. We'll never be at that point again. We came close after 9/11, but I think we squandered some opportunities there. But
I don't want to get too political, but yeah, you're kind of exactly right on that one. I don't want to rock the boat or anything. Anyway, Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, The Pacific. 3 thumbs, way up. They're very good if you get a chance to watch them. But Kris said they're on HBO.
like, I don't know if we have HBO or not. I don't think right now we do.
I'm a lover of old shows. I need to watch all of Blake's 7. Another show I want to rewatch that I absolutely loved was I am a huge Jason Isaacs fan. Loved him in the Harry Potter series. Loved him in Patriot. And he was in a show called... crap. What the hell was that show called? I was just thinking about it, and now hold on. Come on, guys, fill in for me. Well, my brain short circuits.
I only know him as,
Lucius Malfoy.
Lucius Malfoy.
Oops. Exposed.
You know he designed that wardrobe for Lucius Malfoy?
Oh, I highly believe you.
Well, I guess they were going to make him, wear like 3-piece suits, Armani with the, the cufflinks and the stick pins.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is a character that hates muggles. Why would he ever dress like one?
Yeah. I mean, he's posh, but it's a different kind of
Yes,
posh.
but he wears a waistcoat and a cravat. I mean, yeah, he's definitely not dressing the way a mundane would dress.
What was the name of it? He did a show, and it was absolutely amazing. And Christine and I watched it, and we were riveted to it. Oh, that's too recent. Would have been far away. Would have been far, far away. Where he gets into an accident and he has a Janus life after Awake 2012.
Yeah, Kat posted that just as you said it. She did too.
Really? Awake. It was amazing. So he gets in a car accident and he wakes up and his wife is alive, but his son has died in the car accident. And he goes through his life and he goes to sleep. And when he wakes up, his son is alive and his wife has died. And when he goes to sleep, he wakes up and his wife is alive and his son has died.
And it flips every time he sleeps. Wow, that's messed up.
It really... Okay, he's already a great actor, but this just, like, showed the A-list, since we're ABCing actors now. That's not fair. I think they're all A-list, really.
They are.
They just have to be grabbed by the right
They have
director.
different actors fit different niches. Like I said, Vin Diesel is a great actor, but there are roles that he will fit and roles that he's not a versatile actor. Not in the way, say, Gary Oldman is a versatile
That's
actor.
not fair.
Or Leonardo DiCaprio is a versatile actor. And there are some other great actors that are great actors despite the fact that they're not versatile. Keanu Reeves, not a versatile actor. Still great. Great screen presence, great charisma, great delivery. He's awesome.
He's been in all of our favorite movies.
Exactly. But kind of like Jeff Goldblum. If you put Jeff Goldblum in a movie, you're going to get Jeff Goldblum in your movie. He's not going to disappear into a character. He's going to be Jeff Goldblum. Vin Diesel fits that same category. If you put Vin Diesel in a movie, you're probably going to get Vin Diesel. If you let him do a voiceover, you might not.
Yeah, you might get somebody else. I think they're both all equally talented. But most of the time it comes down to writing. If you don't have a good script, you can't push an actor into
writing and directing.
Stanley Kubrick gets all the fanfare and glory, and dude, he was a bully with a camera. He's not this fucking epic director. It's like Marlon Brando was the greatest director. He was an asshole that directors loved. He's not that great. Go re-watch all of his movies now. They don't stand up. Orson Welles was an amazing actor. Brando, BC, not A.
Yeah, Brando.
Brando was great
was
at
on
being
the strength
Brando.
of a couple of roles. Yes,
Yeah.
he was great at being Brando.
Like Clint Eastwood. You don't expect him to be this Gary Oldman or Robin Williams or one of these other actors that can completely, Mandy Patinkin or Harry Shearer or Hank Azaria, who can
Clint
completely
at least
disappear
would take on roles outside his normal.
He would try.
Play Misty for me.
Play Misty for me, any which way but loose, every which way.
Well, he was a brawler in those.
Well, yeah, but it was,
he was
still
a bare-knuckle
his
brawler.
attempt at comedy.
Yes, all those movies are great.
Well, it's that the same argument can be made for Stallone.
Go watch The Outlaw Josie Wales. It's more of a comedy than you probably remember.
Yeah, no argument here. Stallone in Stopper My Mom Will Shoot, or Demolition Man, or what's the other one? Oscar. Where he never even picks up a gun. It's like the only fucking movie where Stallone doesn't pick up a gun for 2 hours.
And he's a great actor, but he's, like I said, you're going to get Stallone in a movie if you cast him in a movie. He's not going to stretch too far from that.
I've seen,
and there's nothing wrong with that. If you can build a career off of being that dude,
Stallone is Rambo and Rocky. And that's absolutely awesome. But for me, my favorite Stallone movies are Oscar and Demolition Man, which I've already mentioned. All of his movies are great. There isn't
I like the Expendable movies.
Those are great too. It's not like Cobra, still an awesome movie. It's goofy fun from the 80s. Because cults don't take over the world like that. There's a lot of plot holes in that movie. But the 50 Mercury lead sled is just an amazing car. And that movie's car porn. Because even when he gets into an argument with one of his neighbors, that's what? 66 Impala? It's all car porn.
Yeah.
All of it is car porn.
That's like... the whole Fast and Furious franchise is car porn fantasy.
Yeah.
It's car porn fantasy because it goes beyond just
Hollywood Nights, car porn. American Graffiti, car porn. It's all car
Big
porn.
Time.
It's all car porn.
American Graffiti put George Lucas on the map.
It's a hard watch now in retrospect because it's kind of creepy,
it didn't
gross.
Age well.
No,
yes.
It doesn't.
I've watched a few other movies recently that really... Back in the day, I thought, that was pretty cool.
So
but you go
good.
back and watch it now, they're cringe. Like the Timothy Dalton James Bond movies. I recommend you don't go back and watch them because you probably have fonder memories of them than the actual reality of those movies. They're bad.
Okay, we're on Bond, so here we go. Connery is the first Bond, but not really, because Casino Royale comes out and... What's his name? Niven, or Sellers, is the first Bond. Really?
It was David Niven.
David Niven is the first Bond. So, Connery's actually the second Bond, really. But
did Casino Royale come out before?
Yes, it did. Because Sellers is in the movie. And Niven, like you said, is Bond. Then Dr. No. And then, Goldfinger. And then Thunderball, which is probably the worst.
And Diamonds Are Forever was.
But Her Majesty's Secret Service is George Lazenby. So
George Lazenby, yeah, and he was.
If you read the books, Lazenby, Bronson, Dalton are the perfect Bond. Moore does a good job. Connery does a good job. Niven does a good job. Craig does a great job. But the book, Bronson, Lazenby, they're the book Bond. How he's supposed to look in the... It's the whole... Ooh, what's his name plays a better Jack Reacher than Tom Cruise. That's why he's supposed to be this huge fucking monstrous guy. Cruise didn't... I mean, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, but he did an okay. He was believable.
I'm not personally a fan of the guy, but he does
He's
good
all right.
movies.
Yeah.
He chooses scripts that complement his talents,
Yeah.
and he fucking delivers every time.
There you go.
So hate him if you want.
I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. Like, Far and Away is a great movie, but Tom Cruise is the weakest part of that movie. The strongest parts of that movie are Nicole Kidman and that Ron Howard directed it, and it's more of a cinematic film as it is a Tom Cruise, one of those movies. Like Top Gun or Taps or Risky Business or Tom Cruise lately gets all the credit for the Tropic Thunder, because Tropic Thunder is a mixed bag, because on one hand you're doing Victor Victoria, dude. I'm a white dude playing a black dude playing another dude, and that's called acting. The problem is society is based on race, but on the stage race doesn't really exist, neither does gender. It's what you need to be for that role.
I enjoyed Tropic Thunder, but I
It's a
enjoyed
great
it
movie.
for all the wrong reasons, all the little cues that I think a lot of people missed about lampooning the whole movie making experience, the whole Hollywood, all of the just almost every line is a dig at Hollywood.
Well, it's the same as, what is it? You were talking about watching old movies, and I watched it. It's not State and Maine. It's the other. They are making a movie about making a movie. Sarah Jessica Parker's in it, and William H. Macy, and it's actually really funny, but it's Much Ado About Nothing. And
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Thank you. I'm terrible with names, even with humans I know and love. I was like, I don't remember your name.
Sometimes I'm good, other times it's blank.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah, that one is great. Is it State Maine? No, it's got to be the other one that I watched. And it's a great movie, but it's all a movie about making a movie where it's just all kind of bluff.
It doesn't really go anywhere.
And that's the movie. And that's awesome, because it's one of those where, like, it's actually 7 plots in one package deal. You just have to sit back and go, wait a minute, after you're done. This movie gives me homework. God damn it. Like after watching a Terry Gilliam film. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Like at the end of Time Bandits, you're like, wait, but that was Kevin's dream. But he has the photographs. But Mom, Dad, don't touch it, it's evil. And then they got turned into hermit crabs, just like God said. But God's not real, but there he was. But he went through time, but he really didn't. But here's the photographs. It's the same as watching 12 Monkeys. Okay, Bruce Willis is crazy. No, he's really in the past. No, he's really in the future. No, he's out of his fucking... No, he's really in the past. He's crazy. No, he's in the future.
That was a good movie.
So brilliant. 12 Monkeys. Please watch it. I love the frogs. I love the water. I love the best is how they describe Bruce Willis when he gets to our time period. We had to grab him, and it took, 8 cops to subdue him and get him in handcuffs. And the way Frank Gorshin, he fought them like he was dusted to the eyeballs. That's one of my favorite lines. I just imagine, super PCP Bruce Willis. Because they tell you about it, you don't actually get to see it. Because that movie is you're going, wait a minute, is he in the past? Is he in the future? Wait, whoa, what? And then you've got hot Madeline Stowe, and then you've got the, council of scientists that are like, are these guys real? And they tell him, time travel distorts your perception of reality. I love 12 Monkeys. Or one of my favorite Gilliam movies ever is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
I actually have a role-playing game book based on the Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It's actually kind of like a role-playing game in improv. I think that you and I and a few others would be perfect for this. I tried to introduce it to some of my other gaming friends, but they're a little too lowbrow to get the idea of it. Because basically everybody starts off with some tokens, and somebody tries to tell a story. And there are ways that other people can mess with telling the story. And at the end, whoever ends up with all the tokens wins the game. But you start off, everybody, comes up with a preposterous title of who they are. And the book's on my bedside table. It's an amazing little bit. There's another one called Fiasco that I think you guys might like. It's kind of an improvisational role-playing game that it's basically Coen Brothers movie, the role-playing game.
That sounds fun.
That's how even the developers of the game describe it.
The best part about The Adventures of Baron Munchausen is the absolutely fantastic cast. And Robin Williams never gets enough mention for being the king of the moon. Because it's kind of dirty. All he wants to do is have sex with the queen. And she's not really wanting that. She wants Baron Munchausen. They all want Baron Munchausen. The queen of the moon, the goddess Venus, all of the women in the harem.
But the way the gameplay works is, say I start a story and I'm, boasting up a storm, and you'll say, you give a token, you can say, well, what about this, or rebut, and make me have to pivot on the story. And I can either do one or two things. I can decline and give you your token back, or I can keep the token and change up my story. And,
awesome.
But
if you
don't have strong improvisational skills, you won't be good at this game.
I have strong improvisational skills.
As do I.
As do you.
So I think that, we could definitely, get together and stream this. It would be hilarious.
Ron has amazing improvisational skills. I'm always amazed. He's doing very good. How's work going? I've been promoted to a new team, and I've got this whole new project. Great! No, I'm not really happy with it. Oh. But at least I didn't get laid off. You don't want to get laid off. I'm employed now, but you have no idea what it's like out there right now.
It's ugly.
It's not kind. It's weird. I'm sorry, I don't want to go on old man rant right now. But yes, Awake. I'm so glad your amazing wife knows about that, because it was. Have you seen it?
I have. She watched it. I've seen some episodes. She's the TV watcher of the two of us. I used to be a big TV watcher, not so much anymore. Mm-hmm. The show really has to grab me for me to invest in it. The last one that really did was Gotham, my favorite TV show of all time.
Okay, no. All-star cast.
Yes, really Ben McKenzie, Donald Logue.
I think if you actually like
Morena Baccarin, yes. Robin Lord Taylor.
And Nara.
Who I got to meet and got his autograph.
Really? Oh, good for you.
Yes. I got to meet him at Comic-Con. I got him to autograph a picture of him as a penguin. And I got him to sign it, "Hello, old friend." If you've seen the TV show Gotham, every time he shows up on Jim Gordon or somebody else, that's always his line. "Hello, old friend."
I will.
Brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy.
Well, there's so many 70s and early 80s actresses that were just finger licking good. And Carol Kane is one of them. and she plays the Penguin's mother. He is out there with painted hair. He's just not coming home. And she does an amazing, like Lotka's wife, but it's the Penguin's mother.
The best part was Paul Rubens as the Penguin's father. Yes,
Paul
he had a
Rubens.
few
Cameos.
starring turns. He had a few turns in there. Yes,
That is awesome.
Brilliant show, because what the show was about was two things. One, it was a cop procedural about Detective Jim Gordon
Yeah.
and his partner, Harvey Bullock. And it was also
Donald Lowe.
where did Batman's Rogues Gallery come from?
Yeah.
And I think it leads into, you could lead it right into the Batman TV series, because think of it, all of the villains in the Batman TV series, well, with the exception of Catwoman and a couple of others, were all much older men than Batman.
Yeah.
Burgess Meredith, Cesar Romero,
All of them.
all of them
Every single one.
were much older. And so this makes sense, is in that, while we're watching Bruce Wayne as a teenager become Batman, we're seeing the Rogues Gallery that becomes his Rogues Gallery already as adults, becoming the Penguin,
Yeah.
becoming the Riddler, becoming Bane, becoming,
The Joker.
all the others.
Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze,
Yes.
the Mad
All of
Hatter,
them.
Dr. Hugo
It covered
Strange,
all of them. Yes.
the Riddler. I love Gotham. I thought it was very, very well done. I didn't see his... The Penguin
watched
killed
every
two
episode.
guys that picked him up in a car, and I watched several episodes after that. But
Penguin was a murderous bastard. He would, he really,
Oswald
he gets run out by a mob boss, and so he goes and he joins another gang, and he's like makes friends in the gang after, and then ends up poisoning most of that gang and killing them off so that he can advance his own agenda. And he's an absolutely ruthless bastard.
The best part about the Penguin is he is kind of a ruthless, bloodthirsty, opportunistic coward. And that makes for really good storytelling as an antagonist, really. Because the way they did, and the actor they picked, but the way they did the Penguin in Gotham, he's likened to Richard III in Shakespeare. You kind of root for this, anti-hero.
He was arguably one of the stars of the show.
That's what I'm saying.
He certainly stole the scene whenever he was in it.
You root for him, even though he's Walter White. You root for him, even though he's a terrible bad guy who's destroying lives. Go Richard, go Walter, go Penguin. Fuck those guys. I know, but they're doing crime. They're not good men.
No, some fine television, if ever there was.
Absolutely.
I think since then, that's the last network TV show I really bit into. Other than that, usually it's a binge watch of whatever Disney superhero or whatever thing offers. My wife and I just recently binged, since starting in August of last year, 14 seasons of Supernatural. We've got one season left.
I've got up to season 9. I haven't seen anything after that. I have to run outside real quick and shut off the breaker. You guys, you two have to
Do you want to
cover.
go ahead? We're pretty close to the end. You want to go ahead and just wrap it up a few minutes early?
Thank you for watching the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge, episode 68, 100% pure barf, folks. Thank you very much, but beyond, I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle the Great. Body and Soul.
No, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Body and Soul Candle. Go ahead and contact Lauren. It's May now, but Christmas is right around the corner, and she makes the most amazing candles ever. everybody I've given one to raves about him. You guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
All right, Clay, you're up.
Oh, well, thanks for watching tonight, everybody. I'm on Phoenix Made of Clay on YouTube. Just the usual silliness that comes from me. I don't have any shout outs right now. I suppose the Phoenix Rescue Mission, they're a good local charity. They help set a lot of men and women on the right path. And I guess that's about it. To you?
I am, and always have been, Jingo the Fool, host of my own channel here, The Ship of Fools, and Master Geek, Game Master at Large. Catch me this Saturday over at the Real Women of Gaming. Let me set the... over at the Real Women of Gaming, where at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, I will be running Deadlands, Hell Hath No Fury, for a bunch of ladies over there. Please come and join us. This has been the 68th broadcast of the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. Join us next week, as Bill and Ted would say, for 69.
69. Woo! Good. We've come a long way. We've learned a lot about each other. We've grown. You got your Women of Gaming plug-in, right?
I just finished.
I was outside. Sorry.
All right.
There's a lot of wind and cloud cover out there. It's that's odd for Phoenix in the beginning of the summer.
Especially today, because there's still a heat warning in effect.
Hold on, let me tell you. Let me tell you, people. It is 7. What time is it? Oh, my eyes. I need new eyes. When do we get the cyber eyes they promised us in Shadowrun? 7:52, and it is 98 degrees outside, 8-mile-an-hour wind, 10% humidity, according to Google.
All right. I think we are just about there. Come see us again next week.
Absolutely.
And beyond that, there will be another YouTube D&D session coming up.
23rd?
Be looking for that. 23rd.
23rd. At Ed's house. We'll set it up.
All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.